Hello, everybody. I almost didn't remember to turn on the microphone. Woo! So as you can see, I was actually about to end up starting the game where I currently was, because I thought, oh, if I press, out of this, I can go back to the main screen. But no, it just immediately started, and I was like, oh, no. So I jumped out of the game just so that nobody missed any of the beginning stuff for this new trial that we're about to start today. Because yes, again, we are playing, you guessed it, Ace Attorney. We are so close to doing the marathon stream. Today's kind of going to be like a mini marathon. We are playing this entire case all the way through. I'm not entirely sure how long it is. I did a little bit of research and I wasn't able to really find like any concrete times. There was a person who played the full trial we're about to do in like about 2 hours. So I'm estimating 2 hours. Oh, objection to you too, ergo. I don't know. So potentially 2 hours. It could be longer than that, which is fine. Obviously, we'll definitely be playing a lot tomorrow, which is my birthday. Tomorrow's my birthday. So I am really excited to play Ace Attorney on my birthday. Especially that final epic case. It's going to be so cool. And I'm really excited to share it with you guys. But before we can do that, we have to complete this particular trial. This is a trial with Mia Fey. So we've gone back in time and we are seeing Mia's first case. This is her literal first case. So pretty exciting. Let's get to it, shall we? Hang on, let me take a quick little sip. Okay. I hope you guys are doing well. Let's do this.
Shut up! Come closer and I'll kill her!
Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. Gasp! And it's in sepia tone, so you know it's serious. And also the past. Whoa, mood lighting.
I'm reading through the file of an old court case. It was the first case of my longtime mentor, Mia Fey. Name, Terry Falls. Charge, kidnapping, murder. Sentence, death penalty. After escaping, Falls met with and then murdered Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne. Recaptured on Eagle Mountain about 8 hours after his escape. Her very first client was a death row inmate who had recently broken out of prison. That was a whole year before Mia and I ever met. "6 years earlier, Mia Fey, first trial."
Man, already starting out wild, aren't we? Ugh, I'm so nervous. I feel like I'm going to die. I never should have accepted this case. Good morning. Don't be so jumpy, Mia.
I didn't do nothing, I swear. I didn't kill nobody.
Terry Falls, my first client. Sentenced to death 5 years ago, and now a prison escapee. Just relax, Mia. Make small talk and try to relax him. So, why did you escape anyway? I'm sorry.
I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. I never lie. I didn't escape from nowhere.
But, Mr. Falls, the police just recaptured you 2 days ago.
Sorry. I told a little lie.
Oh boy.
But anyway, I didn't do it. I never killed nobody. Sorry for asking, but you're on death row, right?
Oh, and sir, again, welcome. Great Ace Attorney Grezy here to defend our Phoenix rights and Phoenix wrongs. I like that. Defending our Phoenix rights and Phoenix wrongs. Put that on the Grezy Ace Attorney fictional shop t-shirt design. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. But how are you doing, by the way, sir? I hope you're doing well. You came at a great time. We just started. And poor Terry. He looks like he's having a rough day. Just a bit. Just a bit there. Also, I'm not really sure what that last number letter thing is on his shirt, because it says 073D or something. I don't know what that is. And yeah, you're doing well? Oh, that's good to hear. I'm doing well as well. I'm having a good time. Get to stream again. Ergo and I are contemplating going to see Guardians of the Galaxy 3 today. And we'll see. We'll see how I feel after streaming. We'll see if we decide we still want to go. But we were talking about it earlier, so that's good. That could be fun. And I admit, when we were talking about it over lunch today, I was like, I haven't been as into Guardians of the Galaxy, mostly kind of because of, Chris Pratt being Chris Pratt. And, but I would be lying to myself if I didn't want to know how everything ended with them. And I've heard a lot of good things about this movie and that it's really rocket centered. And I think that's really cool. I've seen some cool fan art. And of course I hear there's going to be 90s music. So I'm like, well, it would be a jam for me then. And also the first two movies were really good. So I think it'll be a fun time. We'll find out if we go though. We'll see. But at least for now, I'm having a good time playing this. Even if I don't know what is written on his shirt there. I don't know. Leave your thoughts on what you think that weird looking letter number thing is after 3. But anyway, Terry Falls is on death row. Let's see what he says about that. I'm really, really sorry.
They sentenced me to die 5 years ago. But I was tricked, I tell you. That woman, she lied in her testimony. That's why I got the death penalty. I swear it, I didn't kill her. I could never do that.
Right, it is a cool looking letter. Don't know what it is, but it looks cool. It's kind of like the backwards G looking D for Disney, It's just weird. 2 days ago, he escaped from the police wagon when it crashed. Then about 8 hours later, a policewoman was murdered before the police could recapture him. Oof, rough day. Oh, and you're saying it was used in Old English. Don't know if it has any meaning. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, see, I've learned something new today. Cool. And maybe, if we're feeling like it, I'll Google it later and we'll find out. Sometimes we do a little Googling when we're playing Ace Attorney. Just for funsies. Oh, and also, while I'm thinking about it, I shouldn't need it, because if this case is as straightforward as I remember it being, I shouldn't need the walkthrough for anything, but again, as I always say, just to be safe, and just so you guys don't have to agonize and watch me do the same thing 30 million times. And hello, Fudge Mellow, how are you? I think it's been a little while since I've seen you. How are you doing? I hope that you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. You came at a great time. All right. So, Mia here says the police believe that Terry Falls did it. Huh. After you escaped, did you meet a policewoman?
Yeah, I did. She's the reason I escaped.
So that much is true. He did meet with the victim.
But I didn't kill her! She was alive when I left! She was alive! It's true!
I can trust him, right? I mean, I should. If I remember this correctly. Oh, it's not Grossberg. Who is this stranger, I wonder? I know, but I will not say anything.
You're not going... hang on. Blah, blah, blah. You're not going to figure out the truth by just staring at the guy.
Why are you here?
I came to see how our little kitten was doing all alone in the big, scary lion's den. I thought maybe you'd like someone to play with.
Where is Mr. Grossberg?
That old man is probably still in bed.
Mood. Me too. If left to my own devices, I will stay in bed until I physically cannot be there anymore.
I bet he's clutching an empty bottle and mumbling in his sleep.
And Fudge, you're saying summers are rough right now in general, so it's nice to have a place to hang out and think about it less. Oh, I totally feel you. I don't know where you're from, and you don't have to say, but where I'm from, it is very hot. So I totally get that. The summers are absolutely gross, and I don't like going outside just in general. I mean, I don't mind it, but especially in the summer, it's nasty. So I totally get you. Staying inside with the AC, being comfortable, that's definitely a great thing to do. And I'm glad that you can be comfy right now and enjoying yourself. So that's great. So I hope you can relax so you don't have to be too tired of a tired bean. And Arlo! Hello, Arlo! How did your stream last night go? I had to leave a little bit into it so I could make myself a little late dinner, but I hope it was fun. Did you have fun power washing? And Mello, you're saying, I'm from up north in the US, but I do super poorly with heat. Oh, no, I totally feel you. I absolutely get that. No matter where you're from, it just, I'm not perfect on, numbers and everything, but from what I have been seeing, it's getting hotter everywhere. And that shouldn't be a surprise. We've known this is happening for a while, so just fun times all around, right? But yeah, hopefully you can stay comfy and out of the heat and relax some. And Arlo, you're saying, I always love power washing, but my internet was not having it. Oh yeah, I remember before I left, you were saying something about like your internet was kind of being a jerk to you. Well, I'm sorry to hear that it didn't get much better after I left. I hope that the next time you stream, it goes better and that your internet cooperates with the power washing or whatever it is you end up doing. And, Fudge, shame about the internet being a stinker, right? All in solidarity. We all know internet giving you trouble is always the worst. And Ekin, I want an ice age and I want it now. No, I don't like the cold either. I'm not happy with any extreme. Apparently it was something about my VPN. Oh, okay. Well, I hope that you're able to get it figured out then. So that sounds promising. Crossing fingers. So here's to hoping. You can just put on like 7 sweaters easy. I have talked with people before in the past who have said that it is easier to dress for the cold than it is for the summer because there's only so much you can socially acceptably take off for the summer versus, what you could put on for the winter, which is true. But I will add, my wardrobe, I do not have near enough. I do not have near enough sweaters. And a blanket. Yes, definitely. Always got to have them cozy blankies. So yeah, I guess I just got to stock up for this eventual ice age that Ekin is trying to will into existence here. And Gator, I am doing very well. The Dragon Lady is doing very well. I am excited to be playing more Ace Attorney. We're gearing up for our marathon tomorrow, so I'm so excited. This case is pretty fun. And again, if I'm remembering correctly, and if what I saw is right, it should not be too long today. But tomorrow, though, that one's going to be a very long one. So I'm not saying it's a 24-hour stream, but I think it's longer than Ashes, and that one took me about 14 hours to do. So we'll see. But I'm excited to share my birthday with you guys tomorrow and play Ace Attorney some more. So heck yeah, anytime with the attorneys is always fun. And Arlo, you're saying I will take heat over cold any day of the week. That is fair. And honestly, I've gotten a lot better with dealing with the cold than I used to be in the past. So even though I'm not good with either extreme, I will agree with you on that one. It is easier dealing with the cold. Definitely more than the heat. Fair point. 100%. Oh, but hey, I wonder who this mystery guy is. I know. But anyway, that's something for you guys to find out on your own time. Or if you know, to feel cool about knowing in case other people don't know. But maybe don't spoil, just in case anyone doesn't want spoils. But anyway, so he's talking about Grossberg, this mysterious guy. Oh, this mysterious guy's name is Armando, huh?
Aren't I good enough? After all, it's me, Diego Armando.
I didn't say. So, Diego Armando, the finest attorney at Grossberg Law Offices, is here for me?
No. You've got it all wrong. Today, you're the finest. After all, it took an amazing amount of guts to take on this case. Imagine an escaped death row convict for a first client.
Yeah, thanks. I sure wish I could get out of it, though.
Relax, I just heard some good news.
Oh, and I totally read your thing backwards, Arlo. I did not see that. You're right, I read that wrong. That you would take a heat over 115 to 0. You hate the colds. Oh, my bad. I read that wrong. Well, I totally can see your merits on that. But I will stand with what I'm saying. You definitely can dress for the cold a little better. That being said, I hate the heat. So that is just me. I'm not into it. I live in it, but I hate it. I hate it so much. So it's kind of also a part of me not even wanting to deal with it. I'm annoyed with it for the most part. But hopefully we don't have to worry about either extreme for a little while. Hopefully. Cries and climate change. But yeah, at least we have Ace Attorney to take our minds off of it for now. Okay. All right. Armando, huh?
The prosecutor for today is fresh out of his diapers as well.
Really?
However, unlike a certain somebody who I won't mention, he's earned the reputation as a genius since beginning his law career.
Ooh, a genius, huh? A genius prosecutor. I wonder who it might be. Genius?
Well, it's about time to head in, kitten. Sharpen those claws of yours. It's time to go.
Ooh, Gator, you're saying over where you are? Already dealing with the 90s? Yep, same here, my dude. Same here. It's about that. And every time I'm like, it's not even summer. Like, it was doing that, like, kind of latter last month, and I was like, why? Oh yes. A solitary confinement cell for the condemned must be the world's loneliest place. And that's why my client ran away from him. Every other lawyer gave up on him, but not me. When I saw those overflowing eyes and heard that simple, childlike voice, I just had the feeling that he was telling the truth. Oh, I'm so used to doing the old man voice for the judge, and this one is very Canadian, so I don't know. I'm gonna try my best, but I don't know. It might end up just being a generic Grezy man voice. So, and also if I do end up getting Canadian there, no offense to any Canadian friends, I'm just bad with accents in general.
Court is now in session for the trial of Terry Falls.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. Oh, look who it is! It's a fresh-faced edgy boy!
The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. I understand the lawyers for both sides are newcomers?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm Mia Fey.
Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. So, you're the new prosecutor everyone is talking about, eh? They say you joined the prosecutor's office at quite an early age. At 20, Your Honor. I guess our little kitten hasn't earned herself much of a reputation yet, huh?
Come on, Mia. You can't lose. Not to someone younger than you.
Young people running a trial. I'm not too sure how I feel about that. Now then, the defendant in this case is currently a felon on death row. 2 days ago, he escaped from a police wagon. Is that correct?
Precisely.
But the defendant is not on trial for escaping prison. On the day that the defendant escaped, a policewoman was murdered. So we're here to determine if Mr. Falls was responsible for her death.
Oh, that was Mia. My bad.
You got it, kitten. Well then, Mr. Edgeworth, let's hear your opening statement. Yes, Your Honor. It was 5 years ago. The defendant, Terry Falls, was sentenced to death in this very court. His crimes were kidnapping, extortion, and murder. The girl he threw off the bridge was only 14 years old. A truly horrible crime. I remember it well. There was no decisive evidence, so the trial was long and protracted. Correct. But in the end, what finally decided the case was a certain witness's testimony.
A witness's testimony.
The testimony of of Detective Valerie Hawthorne, the person who confronted this criminal. She arrested Mr. Falls at the scene and later testified against him. She said she witnessed Mr. Falls throw his young victim into the river. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in there are never recovered.
So Miss Hawthorne's testimony was the one that put him away.
That policewoman you just mentioned, that wouldn't be. Exactly, the victim. The same woman that was killed 2 days ago. Police Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne. Aha, I see. The man who was sentenced to death based on her testimony escaped 2 days ago, with only one thing on his mind: to take revenge against the woman who convicted him. Aha! The truth is becoming clear to me now. Huh? Yes. It's quite obvious that the defendant is guilty.
Wait a minute, that's not right. At least hear the case before you decide on the outcome, Your Honor.
Watch yourself, Ms. Fay. I'm not sure I care for your word choice or your tone of voice. Young people these days simply don't know how to respect their elders.
Why, you're even younger than me, you hypocrite.
Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, please call your first witness. I call the detective who was in charge of the initial investigation of this case.
I wonder who that's going to be. Oh! Of course it's Gumshoe. Of course. And look at the color of his coat. It's different. It's beige. You can tell it's earlier. This is the past.
Witness, state your name and occupation. Gumshoe, Dick Gumshoe. I'm the homicide detective in charge of the case, sir. I finally got promoted to the detective division half a year ago. Yay me!
I don't believe anyone asked you about that.
Hey, ma'am, you got any idea how much work it takes?
What is it?
You're really gorgeous.
Excuse me?
No, seriously, my heart, it's aching for you. Detective, pull yourself together and try to be professional. Otherwise, I'll write you up on contempt so quick that something other than your heart will ache. Yeah, okay, I got it. Now, detective, tell us about the incident. Yes, sir, right away. The victim was Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, a veteran on the police force. She was stabbed in the back with a knife and died from excessive blood loss. She died from excessive blood loss. Oh, hang on. Sorry, I farted.
I just love how that was timed. That was great. Hello, Moon. That was a well-timed fart. Excellent job. Ooh, I love it. Good bit of levity here. It was getting serious. And Howard.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And how are you, Moon? How are you doing? I hope that you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. Let's see. Oh, yes, okay.
That much is already stated in the autopsy report. And also, detective, say excuse me. The court would like to hear more details about the incident itself. Yes, sir, I gotcha. Okay, let's take a look at this aerial map of the area here.
Uh-oh, definitely not planning evil for something. I'm keeping my eye on you, Moon. You can't see it, but I'm like using my fingers and I'm pointing at my eyes and at the screen. I'm watching you. Don't do anything too chaotic now. But also, I appreciate that you'd even think about doing something chaotic, so I'm also doing heart hands. So here's a little blushy. Thank you. All right.
This is a sketch of Dusky Bridge, an old suspension bridge. And the river that runs under there is Eagle River. The victim and the defendant met there, on top of the bridge. After stabbing her in the back, the killer carried the victim back to his car. He was recaptured at a police checkpoint as he was trying to make his getaway, sir. I see. Was the victim's blood found in the bridge? The victim, Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, was wearing a thick coat, sir. Unfortunately, no traces of blood were found on the bridge. Mr. Edgeworth, I warn you that I absolutely despise conjecture. If there was no blood on the bridge, then you have no proof that they even met there.
At least this judge knows that much.
Your Honor. If you would listen to the testimony we have prepared, I'm sure you'll be convinced. The two of them most certainly did meet on the bridge that day. Why, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm not sure I like you wagging your finger at me as though I was some hoser. Detective, proceed with your testimony. Yes, sir.
I feel like I'm trying to go Irish as opposed to Canadian here. So again, apologies to all the Canadians out there. I'm doing my best. Here we go, Mia. Hang on. Okay, now, listen carefully, kitten. One little mistake and this guy will drink you for morning tea. Trust me, and get ready. On the day of the incident, an unknown person phoned the sergeant and asked to meet. Sergeant Hawthorne went to Dusky Bridge at the designated time and went with Mr. Falls. And that's where she was brutally murdered, sir. The criminal stuffed her body into his car trunk and tried to make a getaway. Mr. Falls was arrested at a police checkpoint we set up at the base of the mountain. Heck yeah! We're good. Number one. Well, we certainly have established the importance of the breach. And hello, Blurred. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. How are you? And Edgeworth. Look at Edgeworth. His hair is a little shorter. I mean, again, this is the past, but I just noticed his his side bangs are a little shorter. Naturally. And I'm glad to hear you're good. That's awesome.
Now, would the defense please hurry up and proceed with the cross-examination?
Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examination. Coming up.
Hey, settle down there, kitten. If you keep trembling like that, you're gonna make me spill my coffee.
I'm not trembling. It's just cold in here.
The courtroom can be a cold battlefield, all right, especially for a beginner.
I don't need you to worry about me. I mean the defendant, the witness. Everyone's a beginner in here.
You got me there. But maybe you should keep your claws out and show them what you've got, kitten.
It's okay, Mia. Stay calm. Just remember those court procedure videos you stayed up all late last night watching. Even cool people like Mia get nervous, so keep that in mind the next time you're scared. Mia can do it, you can do it. And how am I doing, Blurred? I'm doing really well. As I mentioned in the beginning of the stream, I'm having a great time playing some more Ace Attorney. I've been lucky enough to play it basically almost all this whole week. In preparation for my marathon stream tomorrow. So this is super exciting. I'm really hoping that we can get this case all finished in a timely manner so that we're all set up to begin the epic conclusion of the original trilogy. It's just so exciting. So yay! I'm having a great time. All right, but Terry Falls, the victim here, or sorry, the defendant here, he's having a rough one. He's having a rough day, unlike us. So we'll see if it gets any better for him. We gotta go through Gumshoe first, though. Oh, really? Now with a sergeant, huh? This unknown person. You have no idea who it might be, right?
Sorry, but I'm afraid I do.
What?
The one who called Sergeant Hawthorne was the defendant, Terry Falls. What? The defendant? The defendant called her? Sergeant Hawthorne was a very thorough person, sir. She left a note about her phone call with Mr. Falls.
A note?
Yeah, a top secret memo that she left in her desk. According to this note, it seems that the one who called her to the bridge was indeed the defendant, Terry Falls.
Whose bright idea was it to keep that note from me?
Looks like the judge is even more sure of his verdict now. Listen up. Never ask a question if you don't already know the answer.
If that's the detective. It's that detective's fault. He's the one that said unknown person.
Hey now, don't make that face at me. I just said it that way because the prosecutor told me to.
Was that a trap? With that cute face, I didn't expect him to be so sneaky. And sorry, Armando, but Grezy always presses. Unless you get in trouble for pressing, and then I don't. Other than that, I always do. A bridge on the mountains? But why meet there?
Because it is a very important place to the defendant, that's why. What do you mean by that? If you remember, 5 years ago, the defendant kidnapped a young girl. He was chased onto a bridge, and it was there that he killed his hostage. And the place where all of this occurred is, of course, Dusky Bridge. The very place where Sergeant Hawthorne arrested and handcuffed Mr. Falls. Returning to the scene of the crime. How nostalgic.
Was the body of the victim discovered right away?
Yeah, we were really on the ball. We found the criminal within 1 hour of the murder. It was great! We've got to say, don't move! We've got you surrounded! It sucks someone died, but hey, that was fun.
Wait a second. Isn't there something weird about that?
The location was a suspension bridge up in the mountains. So how did they find out about the crime so quickly?
Sergeant Hawthorne must have mentioned the phone call to someone else, right?
If that's what had happened, then she wouldn't have been killed. She never mentioned a phone call from Mr. Falls, but she left a note on her desk about it. If only I had noticed it earlier, maybe she'd still be alive.
I wonder why she didn't mention the phone call to anyone. Mr. Falls had a car then?
Well, that bridge is way up in the mountains, ma'am. The defendant and the victim both went up there by car. I mean, how else, right? What? You mean the defendant drove his own car? No, of course not. It was stolen. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light. Car thieves. I'm not sure how I feel about car thieves.
Is this guy sure about how he feels about anything?
This is a photo of the stolen car's trunk. Naturally, that's the body of Valerie Hawthorne in there. Whoa, that doesn't look too comfortable.
Yeah, outside of the fact that she's dead, yeah, it also doesn't look very comfortable. I would have to agree. The victim. She was stabbed in the back, correct?
Yeah. For some reason, men always seem to get stabbed in the back.
We're talking about a woman here?
You can't tell from this photo, but the knife was stuck in her back nice and firm. The condition of the body when it was discovered is very important information. Detective, was there anything else strange or noteworthy in the trunk of the car?
Oh, we know that green text means something important. We save. Okay.
Here's a photo of the trunk, but I don't see anything strange, do you? Anyway, Mr. Falls was arrested at a police checkpoint we set up at the base of the mountains.
They were just establishing more. I get it. That clearly is some impressive police work.
Well, no, actually. It was way too close for comfort. We set up that checkpoint just after 5 p.m. We figured that Mr. Falls might try just to run.
What do you mean if it was too close for comfort?
The two have arranged to meet at 4:30. and it takes approximately 30 minutes to go from that bridge to the checkpoint.
It was kind of close. Any later and Mr. Falls could have slipped right by.
Listen up, kitten. There's a big trap waiting for you in that testimony.
A trap?
Walk into it carelessly, and it'll leave more than just a flesh wound. Fun, huh?
No, it's not.
Well, if you want to have a chance at it all, you'd better get some more information. And if you're going to get caught in a trap, it's best to get caught early. You can always look for contradictions afterwards.
The ever-famous contradictions. I sure hope I can find some of those. Don't worry, Mia. We can do it. And if for some reason I can't do it, we've got a walkthrough, so no worries. But we'll try first. Let's see what we can do. All right, let's look at our court record. What do we even have over here? Proof of my possession. It's brand new and sparkles in the light. Attorney's badge. Valerie's autopsy report. Stabbed with a knife in the back. Died from blood loss between 4 and 5. Okay. Dusky Bridge map. Bridge located 40 feet above Eagle River. As I mentioned in the stream yesterday, anytime there's like maps of locations, my brain just shuts off. Like I get too discombobulated in some instances. So hopefully that won't happen this time. It seems pretty straightforward, so shouldn't be that bad. I mean, they all usually seem straightforward, but you know, this game can be picky where you clicky. All right.
Objection!
Objection indeed. Confidential police materials written by the victim. Falls, 4:30 p.m. At that bridge, wear white scarf for identification. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. Interesting. They didn't bring that up. I think I already know something we'll need to bring up. Bring a scarf for identification, eh? Where's her scarf? But can we bring that up at all in any of this? On the day of the incident, an unknown person phoned the sergeant. Okay. Sergeant Hawthorne went to Dusky Bridge at the designated time to meet with Mr. Falls, and that's where she was brutally murdered. The criminal stuffed her body into the car trunk and tried to make her get away. Here's a photo, but I don't see anything strange to you. Ha! I do! It was this one, right? Yes. I better be right, because I'll feel really embarrassed because I'm so sure of myself. It's a good sign. Witness! Love it.
What is it? Do you have something to say, Miss Falls? Or Miss Faye?
I'm sorry. I totally forgot what I was going to say. This is the first time I've ever actually addressed someone like that.
You should have practiced before coming to court. Honestly, Miss Faye, I'm not sure I like this. Say there, little kitten, want a piece of my coffee candy? Candy? Well, you're still too young to be drinking real coffee.
Come on, Mia. Shake it off. You're a lawyer. Detective. See, I was scared. I was like, don't tell me this is one of those long-winded things of like, you're wrong, actually. But it looks like we're good.
Yes, ma'am?
This photo. You said that there was nothing peculiar about it. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Well, then I suggest you take another look at that note written by the victim.
The note?
It very clearly says, wear white scarf for identification. The caller must have forgotten what the victim looked like, thus this special request. I have one very simple question for you, Detective. Where is the white scarf? I can't seem to find it in this photo.
Well, to be honest, we didn't find it in the trunk, ma'am.
And you stopped there. You should have looked for it.
The caller told her to identify herself, so I'd expect she did just that. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do you have to say about this? I see the defense is a little lacking. The scarf you are searching so desperately for, is this one, perchance? Where did you find that, sir? On Dusky Bridge. I was there first and decided to conduct my own investigation. Why didn't you just tell me? I made a decision to keep all pieces of evidence in my personal satchel. It's the safest place I know. That hotshot sure has a flair for the dramatic. It's not exactly white as the color requested, but as you can see, it's close enough for what it was intended for. It looks like it spent some time in the mud. Not surprising. It was drizzling on the mountain that day. Prosecutor Edgeworth, he was intentionally hiding that scarf the whole time. The court will accept the scarf into evidence. Now, if the attorney for the defense is finished embarrassing herself, I'd like to move on with the testimony that is all right with you, isn't it, Ms. Fay? Boy, would I like to wrap this scarf around his smarmy little neck. Very good. Now, if we're done with this mud-covered scarf business, the prosecution moves to establish conclusively and with hard evidence that Miss Hawthorne and Mr. Falls did indeed meet on the bridge that day. Furthermore, we will show exactly what occurred there. That sounds quite promising. I can't wait to hear all about it.
Everything is moving at his whim.
Don't forget, kitten, there's a reason why everyone considers this kid a genius.
A genius, huh?
Actually, there's an eyewitness who was there when the incident took place. This photo was accidentally taken by the witness. It shows the victim wearing the scarf set. It was drizzling that day, unfortunately. It's a little hard to see what's going on. Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. That must have been when the scarf fell off. Looking at this photo, you really get the sense this bridge is very high up. It is about a 40-foot drop from the bridge to the Eagle River down below. Mr. Edgeworth, who took this photo anyway? Let's just say that it was a well-intentioned third party. Aha! A potential witness. So why isn't this person in the courtroom? Well, they said they absolutely did not want to testify. The person in question is very delicate, Your Honor. Besides, as long as we have this photo, we see no reason to compel them to testify. I'm not sure how I feel about that. So as you can see, Terry Falls had both the motive and the opportunity. I think it's quite clear at this point what happened on that bridge. The truth is becoming clear to me now. Huh? Yes, it's quite obvious. He's clearly guilty.
Not again. That's not fair. I haven't even done my cross-examination yet. What do you mean, Eyewitness, you say? Who is this eyewitness?
She's a college student.
A female college student?
That's right. Meaning she, female, and a college student, ma'am. She doesn't do well in front of other people, so I came to testify for her.
Maybe so, but as the attorney for the defense, I have the right to cross-examine her.
For the time being, we're not relying on the witness's statements. That is all.
What is that supposed to mean?
The prosecution has other more decisive evidence. Our case doesn't rest on the vague testimony of a female college student. A female college student, eh? It means she's female and a college student, sir.
Gosh.
And if you absolutely must hear her testify, you'll have to give us a good reason why. Please tell us.
I object to that as well, Blurred. That seems a little sussy to me. And also what's sus is my really bad accent. Again, I don't do a good Canadian accent. Hey, it was well timed. Very well timed, Blurred.
Please tell us about the more decisive evidence in question.
Because the way I'm talking, it just kind of sounds like my other judge, just maybe a little less old. Oh well.
This photo was actually taken by the witness. It shows the victim.
Oh, that was Gumshoe. My bad. I forgot. The victim is wearing the scarf in that photo, all right? So about the witness who took this photo. What was this person doing all the way in the mountains?
She was taking photos of wildflowers, apparently.
There are many unusual types of flora on that mountain, Miss Faye. People in the area say it's because of the spirits that live there.
Spirits? Now that you mention it, this photo, this cloudy fog-like thing, is it a ghost? I don't believe it. No, Your Honor, no. I don't think it's a ghost. What, man, what accent am I doing?
Drizzling, huh?
That's right. There was a light rain coming down. The whole place was dreary. But not as dreary as the mood that's in this courtroom right now. Looks like a cold front just moved in. In any case.
The point is that the area was quite damp. There was even some fog.
I even slipped and fell while I was on the bridge. Whew, he was really something.
Is that part of the witness's testimony as well?
Of course it is. He pushed the victim hard in the back, and then she fell down right in her stomach. I remember that happening once myself. It was really brutal.
Are you talking about seeing someone getting pushed, or were you the one getting pushed? Or does it mean that you pushed someone down like that once? With his mind-boggling tales and the way he said brutal, I wonder if he's Canadian.
Save your nasty look for the right person.
Huh?
Take a look. Poor baby, the court record seems to have wet itself.
Hey, watch where you spill your coffee. The court record, huh? So in other words, there was a struggle between the criminal and the victim, huh?
That's what the witness said. Well, it looks like she didn't remember about the scarf. But from what she said, it sounded like a pretty violent fight, ma'am.
The area was wet from rain. The bridge was probably wet too. Which would explain why the scarf was all covered in mud, but there's something about his testimony that's still bothering me.
Talk about a surprise. I had no idea there was a photo.
So what do I do?
You really still believe him? Mr. Crybaby, I mean?
Of course I do.
So the little kitten believes in fairy tales, huh? In that case, the answer is obvious. If what you believe is the truth, then that means that somewhere hidden in that testimony is a contradiction. One huge contradiction waiting to be discovered. That's your chance. Actually, there's an eyewitness who was there when the incident took place.
Wait. Oh yeah, oops. Wildflower spirits, oopsies. I'm just kind of re-going over it. Yeah, that was the first. Wait, yeah? Did we go through it all? Yeah, we went through it all. Yeah, okay. It was just kind of starting over. Okay. Well, one thing that I remember, because I've played this before. It's been a while, but I've played it before. Let me look at that ding-dang map of the area. Okay. Huh. Interesting. I don't know if this comes into play. I know that this comes into play at some point in here. But the photo, if you look at it, the bridge is broken on this side, right? And she's standing on that side. How did she get there on that side? I could be wrong, but I remember that playing a part at some point, but I don't know if it comes up now. It's the only thing I can think of. I mean, I don't know if the whole, hey, talk to Dahlia will come up right now. Stabbed with a knife in the back, died from blood loss. I'm not as confident about this one. But I feel like we would need to present it on this if we're going to try to show a contradiction. Oops, wrong one. Okay. Yeah, that one. Okay. Ooh, nope. We wrong. Hard to see what was going on. Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. That must have been when the scarf fell off. Criminal shoved the victim down from behind. Maybe this, because this would implicate that she would have turned around and that she would have been walking across that section of the bridge that you couldn't walk on. So why would she turn her back to him? That's my guess. I really feel like it's got something to do with this. Unless, let me see. Yeah, she was stabbed in the back, so yeah, for sure, that is still accurate. It's either this or this. I feel like it would need to be this because this indicates that she couldn't have turned around. Okay, let's try it. Dang it! Okay, no. Hang on. Why am I doing that? Okay. I'm gonna try one more thing before I consult the walkthrough. I'm gonna try... Because I don't know if we're still stuck on the scarf business, because I really don't know how we're gonna, like, talk about that. Let's try this. Oops. Oh, that's right, profiles exist. See, I always forget. I think this is why in later games they took out the profile stuff, because... yeah. Let me double check these real fast. Sentenced to death 5 years ago, yep. Hotshot lawyer. Okay, yeah, okay. There wouldn't have been anything in there anyway. Let's try... this. Dang it! Okay, no. Alright, I'm clearly barking up the wrong tree here. Mia giving the side eye. I don't remember when you were bringing that up, but heck yeah, Mia side eyes are always good. Alright, let's see what I'm hung up on here. Let's find out. Okay. The witness and... okay. Let me see. So, something about the fourth statement. So that's 2, 3, 4. Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. So, let me just double check because it was saying... is that part of the witness's testimony as well? Of course it is. He pushed the victim hard in the back, and she fell down right in her stomach. Remember that happened? Oh! I was hung up on my pronunciation of brutal when I was talking as my bad Canadian accent. I completely forgot about the relevance of that whole situation. If she was pushed... it doesn't mean that you... Yeah. If she was pushed... then she would have had mud on her if she fell on her stomach. Alright. Okay, let me just make sure that was the... yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so, yeah, shoved her from behind and stabbed in the back. Okay, because that was the section where he mentioned that. Okay. I get it. I understand. I was too hung up on the positioning of the stuff. That must be coming later then, I guess. Okay. Witnesses photo? Is that what it was? Yeah, the crime photo. Okay, yeah, there we go. Oh, thank you for the hydrate blurred. With my brain overheating, I definitely need that to cool it down, right? So at the time of the crime, there was a light drizzle coming down, correct?
Yeah, and fog too. Just a generally soggy atmosphere. A very foggy atmosphere, foggy, it's all the same.
Well, I have evidence that doesn't go with the soggy atmosphere.
But this photo of the victim's body that was found in the trunk's car, or the car trunk.
Considering the conditions at the scene of the crime, something isn't right.
Well, by all means, please enlighten us as to what isn't right.
She would have been muddy. Naturally, the answer is right here.
The victim's coat? As far as I can tell, there's nothing strange about it.
That's exactly what's strange. Recall the testimony. What were the conditions on the bridge that day? It was drizzling and foggy. Dusky Bridge was all wet. If the victim really had fallen down on her stomach on top of the bridge, then the front of her coat should have been covered in mud.
That's exactly right. The other day I fell in a muddy street and my gorgeous playoff beard was befouled.
Right? Exclamation point in chat for real, Egan.
I do admit that the crime scene was quite wet that day. However, that doesn't mean that the top of the bridge itself was muddy. If Your Honor had fallen in the shower instead of on a muddy bridge, your glorious hockey beard pride of the legal league would be wet but not muddy. Fortunately, I have yet to test that. Still, your point is well taken. Can you prove that the surface of the bridge was muddy that day?
Yeah. The surface of the bridge, huh?
A real man wouldn't stand for a taunt like that.
Neither would a real woman. Of course I can.
Huh?
I don't even need to save, and this is not because I was looking at the walkthrough. I already know this. Found on Dusky Bridge, it was muddy. The evidence is the scarf.
I already forgot about it.
It should be obvious. If the scarf fell onto the bridge and got this muddy, it means that the bridge was obviously covered in mud.
No, I can't be outwitted by this novice bimbo.
Wow, rude, Edgeworth. Man, I know this is the past and you've got some growing up to do even then, later on in the future, but still. Rude, young man. Rude. Rude, young Edgeworth. Hey, same to you, buddy. Yeah, literally putting the edge in Edgeworth. Such an edgy boy.
Miss Faye's assertion makes perfect sense to me. I do admit that there appears to be a contradiction between the condition of the victim's coat and her scarf. However, the real question is, why is there a contradiction? Huh? For every contradiction, there exists an explanation. Let's look at what the explanation in this case may be, shall we?
All right. It's not like he's really giving me a choice here.
You're doing pretty well for a little kitten.
Mr. Armando.
No matter what he says, a contradiction always comes down to a lie. It's either the victim discovered in the trunk, the witness's photo showing the defendant and the victim, or the witness's testimony that stated she saw the moment of the murder. Just relax and think it over. It's pretty simple, isn't it? The false evidence. It's one of those three. Oof! What you said just now, I'm not sure I like that.
That wasn't me, Your Honor. It was the coffee aficionado over there that said it.
His court is not in the habit of accepting false evidence, you know. Blame it on him, Your Honor. He's the one trying to slip false evidence into court. But we won't let him. We'll expose this evidence as the flimsy scam it really is.
Yes. The false evidence in this case is the... We'll save. Okay. Witness's photo. Body in the trunk. Witness's testimony. I mean, I feel like it's pretty obvious. Witness's testimony. It is a no-brainer. Obviously, it's the witness that's suspicious. During his earlier testimony, the detective pointed out a crucial fact. The criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Now, is that testimony exactly what the witness claims to have seen?
Yeah, that's what the witness told us.
That testimony is filled with holes. After all, the victim's coat isn't dirty at all.
That's true. Ha, it's not just true, it's the truth. If there was a truly decisive witness in this case, I'm certain that boy wonder over there would have called them in the first place.
Your Honor, the defense requests to cross-examine the eyewitness. The testimony presented so far is not only vague, but contradictory as well. Bam! Mic drop moment.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, it appears that we'll need to hear from your mystery witness after all. You should brace yourself for the brutal truth. Huh? Your Honor, the prosecution has no intention of hiding the witness from the court. We are prepared to present our witness at any time. Very well. Please bring forth your witness at this time. Well, I go in and out of accents, no worries.
What Mr. Edgeworth said kind of worries me. What does he mean by the brutal truth? And yeah, the judge's voice does kind of keep changing around. It's weird.
Now, let's proceed with the testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, please go right ahead. Thank you, Your Honor. The prosecution summons the woman who saw the events that day with her very own eyes.
This is it, Mia. The battle begins here.
Witness, what is your name and occupation?
Oh, interesting. She looks very familiar. Everyone is so silent that I can hear their hearts going pitter-patter.
Oh. When I look at you, how can I put it? You look as scrumptious as a double-double and a dozen donut holes. I feel like I want to hurry up and hand down a verdict just to have a bite.
Wow. Hey, not so fast. Also, no horny, bonk.
As I've said before, this witness is very sensitive and delicate. I would ask the court to please exercise care when addressing her. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. You are a true gentleman.
Brandishes newspaper at judge. Yes, Mello, very good. You might have to do that a couple times, actually, in this one.
Miss Fay, you could learn a lot from this man.
If he's such a gentleman, he sure doesn't act like one to me.
Sir?
Yes, my dear.
This is my first time, so I'm sure I'll make a lot of mistakes. Anyway, I just wanted to say, I'm sorry for all the trouble I might cause.
Not at all. It's no trouble at all.
Now then, may we please have your name and occupation?
My name is, Melissa Foster. I'm a college student, a freshman in the literature department.
Mello, there are several newspaper brandishing moments so far. Oh yeah. But with Edgeworth saying bimbo and everything, heck yeah.
You were on the scene when the unfortunate event occurred, correct?
And you were the one who took the photo. And you were the one who... Oh, sorry. Is that accurate?
How can you be so mean?
No, see here! What are you doing shoving that in her face like that?
But it's just a photograph. It's not like it's something dangerous.
Next time I'll be forced to penalize you.
Uh-oh. I don't like the turn this has taken. The turns have tabled. Is she staring at me?
And you would be?
Huh? I'm the defense attorney. My name is Mia Fay.
I see. So you are.
Now then, young lady, would you please give us your testimony?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll do my best. I was using my camera to take some pictures of wildflowers. Then I noticed there were two people standing on the suspension bridge. Suddenly, they just started fighting. That's when I hurried and took the photo that shows the crucial moment. And right after that, I called the police.
Someone get a bug net. Yes. Not just for the butterflies, but to hit her with Animal Crossing style.
By the way, where were you standing when the incident occurred? I believe the map would be of help here.
I was standing right over here. I was standing in a beautiful field, surrounded by tall cliffs.
Tall cliffs, you say? Make it kind of hard to take a good photo, mayhaps. Just saying.
So you took the photo from that location, eh?
I brought the camera I was using at the time, just like Mr. Edgeworth asked me to.
Ho ho ho! What a cute camera, just like its owner. Is this Canadian? Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing.
God. Oh, I'm sorry, Judge.
All right then, Miss Faye. Time for your cross-examination. But I warn you, make the witness cry again, and you'll feel the wrath of my gavel.
All right, I'm gonna save because I feel like this is one of those times where if I press her on everything, they're gonna get mad at me. Did you say wildflowers?
Yes, the mountain is famous for its beautiful spring wildflowers.
But it's only February.
Well, I couldn't wait for spring to come.
Oh, I know just how you feel. It's just like when I first started growing this glorious beard of mine. I just couldn't wait, so I wore a dyed blonde Santa beard until mine grew in properly. Would you mind if we got back to the facts of the case, Your Honor?
The judge can't just go and bonk people. Well, he would bonk himself if that's the case. Was there anything strange about the two of them?
I'm a bad girl. I know I am. It looked like they were having a really serious conversation up there. So I decided to watch them like some kind of peeping Tom.
No, not at all. Everyone is like that.
Brandish those newspapers now.
I love watching other people fight too. In fact, I can't get enough of it. Actually, that's why I took this job in the first place.
Wow. Too much info, Your Honor.
In any case, it's perfectly natural for you to have kept watching them, especially dressed as they were.
Well, anyway, I was watching them very closely. Oops.
Wait, yeah. Okay. There we go. Do you have any idea what they were fighting about?
No, I have no idea. Why do you ask that?
I just thought that maybe you overheard what they said. Uh-oh.
I would never eavesdrop. Sure, I would be a peeping Tom and watch, but I would never eavesdrop. I've got more class than that.
That's right, Miss Faye. Don't drag the witness down to your level.
Ugh. Why did you take a photo?
Well, the two of them were really going at it. Ever since I was a little girl, I always wanted to be a news reporter. I guess that part of me just kind of took over.
Smells like a lie to me.
Yes, I understand completely. Even now, I can't completely abandon my boyhood dreams. I still use my grandson to test my comedy routines on.
So he wanted to be a comedian, huh? Not that it has any bearing on this.
All I could do was use my camera. So I took the photo of the crucial moment and gave it to the police.
You called the police?
Yes, because it looked to me like the murderer was going to try to escape.
We were already moving before the call even came in. Thanks to the victim's note, we had already started our operation. That was certainly tough luck for the criminal, eh?
If Terry Falls isn't the criminal, then there must be something strange in that girl's testimony.
Be careful, kitten. That girl has that judge wrapped right around her little finger. You're going to have a tough time poking holes in that testimony of hers.
You're going to have to come up with something really good, Mia. We believe in you, Mia. You can do it. And Right Eakin Judgy Boy needs to stop. He does indeed. Okay. So if I remember correctly, She said the crucial moment, right?
I took the photo of the crucial moment.
But she didn't. She took a photo of them talking. Not like of him pushing her or the actual murder. So I'm gonna call hacks on that. All right, Judge, don't be mad at me. Nobody get mad at me. Witness, when you said you took a photo of the crucial moment, is this what you meant? All I can see in this photo are two people facing each other. You testified that you saw the two of them starting to fight. Normally, that's the kind of thing we would refer to as a crucial moment. Why haven't you presented a photo like that?
Well, you see...
The photo we presented was the only one there was. But if you really wanted to capture the crucial moment, then what happened next? You must have taken a photo of it.
My apologies, young lady, but Miss Faye's assertion is not without a certain amount of merit.
He can certainly downplay a situation, can't he?
I'm sorry. I'm a very bad girl. I used it all up. The film, I mean.
You ran out of film?
This photo is the last one.
What?
Unfortunately, that is the truth. I personally examined all the photographs she took that day. All of the other photos are of the witness herself, playing among the wildflowers.
The witness herself? Then who took the photos?
Well, you see, my camera has a timer feature built into it.
So you took photos of it, of yourself?
I remember taking some photos of myself once, too.
Please, no details. Don't let us bonk you again.
It seems that Miss Faye's assertion was not so decisive after all.
Wait, just a minute.
Nope. You're not hot enough. Well, if she had no film left, she can't very well take more pictures, eh? Miss Foster, perhaps then you could tell us about the different sort of photo. Photos of the incident that you took with your very own eyes.
Mr. Edgeworth, you're quite the poet.
Very well then, let's go back to the cross-examination. Let's hear your thoughts on the fight that you witnessed.
Yes, Mr. Judge.
Boy, this guy is really a sucker for sweet talk.
It looks like the other kitten in the room is the one that's getting all the attention.
Yeah, it's sickening. Alright, just in case. Quick little save. Let's go about it. Did you say wildflowers?
Yes, the mountain is famous for its...
Wait. But it's only February. Oh, wait. Wait. Hang on. Oh, they added stuff to it. I was like, wait, I thought we had a New Testament, but of course it's green. That makes sense. Okay. Or well. Okay. So the victim turned away and tried to run away. Okay. So they just started fighting. The victim tried to run and run away. Okay. The victim, why do you think she tried to run away? With her police training, she certainly knew better than to turn her back on the criminal.
This was a large, powerful man with a knife. If it had been a
quaggy woman? I don't even know what that word is.
quaggy woman like you, wow, like you, I'm sure she would have acted differently.
Quaggy? Like you?
If it had been me, I probably would have just jumped into the river.
There's still something wrong with this testimony. Ah, I think this is it. 10 yards. Yeah. So you're saying Sergeant Hawthorne wasn't able to get away from him?
Well, it's a narrow bridge and it was swaying back and forth. If you ask me, both of them were in danger of falling off. I really wish I could have done something to help her.
It seems to make sense.
I wonder about that. Something seems kind of off.
Huh, does it now? You have a good sixth sense. When you feel that something's off, that's when you need to figure out why.
If Terry Falls isn't the criminal, then there must be something strange in that girl's testimony.
Be careful, kitten.
Oh yeah, we already... Yeah. claws, all that good stuff. Okay, so there we go. I know what we need. If she had tried to run away, she would have run away right into that hole there. Boom! I keep pressing that button instead of X. See, I think I've mentioned this a couple times in the previous streams, but I'm making just like a Grezy bingo thing just for fun. And one of the things I put on there is Grezy presses the wrong button. That is like going to be the easiest thing anyone could ever do because it happens every time I play a game. It's iconic for me. And then Fudge, you were saying Quaggy, as well as meaning bogey or marshy, is also means soft or flabby. Wow, soft or flabby. Wow, Edgeworth. He knows how to charm people, doesn't he? But thank you for looking that up. We've learned something today. Witness, your testimony is a joke.
Huh? What? But I just...
Miss Fay, I thought I warned you not to make the witness cry.
And you're learning that she's a real butt so far? Yeah, she is, she's quite a butt. She's quite a butt, this, witness. One short testimony and two bad contradictions. There's no possible excuse.
You say there were 2 contradictions?
It's simple. Just take a look at the diagram of the area. According to her testimony, the 2 of them were in the middle of the bridge. But if they were, and the victim had turned around and tried to run, well then.
She would have hit a dead end.
You said 10 yards, but she couldn't have ran even 5, because Dusky Bridge collapsed on that side.
What does that all mean?
It's very simple, Your Honor. This charming little witness told a charming little lie. That's all there is to it.
This beautiful young lady has been lying to the court? Beautiful people can lie? Just a moment, Your Honor.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Your Honor, allow me to personally apologize for the confusion. What do you mean? There's one major mistake in this diagram.
What did you say?
What are you referring to? It's all because this diagram was made after the incident occurred. It's a very old bridge. We couldn't find any official blueprints of it. So you're saying? I'm saying that even though this bridge is currently in disrepair, there's no evidence that can prove that the bridge was broken during the incident.
That's ridiculous!
You can't actually tell the condition of the bridge from this photo. I apologize to the court for not being more clear when I presented the evidence.
Wow, Edgeworth.
Ha, that guy is good.
Huh? What do you mean?
He planned it from the beginning. He's a genius, all right. That diagram of the bridge was his insurance policy.
What? That coward!
Well, Miss Fay, seems you've once again made a reckless accusation.
I'm so sorry. I should have been more careful myself.
No, it wasn't your fault at all. She's just a hoser. Now then, shall we go on with the trial? I'd like to establish once and for all what it was that the witness actually saw. Indeed. All right, young lady. May I ask you to please proceed with your testimony?
But it's so hard to go on.
We're all on your side, Miss Foster. There's no need to worry. Just tell us what you saw.
Mello, so he's saying that the bridge could have become broken in like the last 2 days, was it? Sounds like nonsense. Agreed. A bit of nonsense from past Edgeworth over here. You know how he waggles his finger and goes like tisk tisk tisk? That's what we're all doing right now to Edgeworth. Tisk tisk tisk, Edgeworth. You bad boy.
Yes, sir. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. Then he carried her over to the car. I suppose that was the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden. He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm only supposed to talk about what I saw.
Witness, such violence must have been difficult.
Yes, sir. I'm still shaken up.
If he accepts his testimony as it is, we're finished.
Don't say that.
Oh well, maybe I'll stop off at my favorite cafe on the way home. They make a really great mocha latte.
This trial isn't over yet.
That's what I like to hear. All right, Miss Faye, your cross-examination, if you please.
The contradiction is starting to go right in the face. The contradiction is staring you right in the face, Mia. Go on the attack. Okay. Now it's just out of habit. I'm not that worried about them getting mad about my pressing, but now it's just habit. Are you saying that the victim didn't fall down on the bridge?
Actually, maybe she did fall.
Of course she didn't fall down on the bridge. If she had fallen down, this photo wouldn't make any sense.
But the scarf.
If that was the case, her coat would have been all muddy.
Good job, Mia. If you don't mind, I was asking the witness.
No need to be so rude. Well, young lady.
Of course she didn't fall down. The man in the prison uniform grabbed her before she could.
We're one step too slow. And then what did the defendant do after that?
Then,
You personally witnessed that?
yes.
Did anything strange happen when he did that?
Well, I don't know if you'd call it strange or not, but that's when the victim's scarf fell off.
You mean the scarf? Her words match what we found at the scene. I don't see any problem.
You mean the defendant carried the body all by himself?
Yes.
Considering the size of the defendant, I don't think it would be difficult. He's built like a tank. He's huge. He's got muscles for days.
Yes, but let's remember that they were on a narrow bridge that was ready to collapse. Is it even possible for him to have carried a dead body on a bridge like that?
Well, the fact of the matter is that he did. That kind of talk is just silly.
Wow, why did he get so emotional all of a sudden?
Miss Faye, if you think there's some other possibility, please share it with the rest of us.
Maybe I will. Why do you say that? It's already a broken down bridge hidden away in the mountains. Doing anything more to hide the corpse would be going overboard, wouldn't it?
Yes, but the mountain is famous among hikers. A surprising number of people go up there.
But it's February, right? And it was raining that day, correct?
There is also a small temple and a channeling dojo there. You know those monks? They just love cold, isolated places.
I think the witness is trying to say that the corpse could have been found at any time. Besides, the witness is merely reporting what she witnessed with her own eyes.
And you're absolutely certain that it was my client who you saw carrying the body?
Well, he was wearing a prisoner's uniform, but as for his face...
So you're saying you didn't get a clear look at his face?
Well, they were far away, and it was raining as well. I thought I was only supposed to say exactly what I saw.
Excellent! You're a remarkably honest young woman.
Something about this testimony is bothering me, but what?
Hey, kitten. Have you ever put salt in your coffee?
No, why would I?
Why not?
Huh?
It may actually go better with coffee than sugar, right? Listen, my point is that if you're not sure, you might as well add a ton of salt to it. It might bring out the rust in something, like a piece of evidence.
He's right, Mia. Go present something. You've got nothing to lose.
By the way, I wouldn't put salt in my coffee. The two don't go well, after all.
Yeah, I think I could have told you that. Not even drink coffee. Okay, so. Here, let me save, because before I saved, it was when we didn't have all the pressings in there. Okay, so. I remember initially going, oh hey, mountains, that would have maybe made it hard to see. Because hang on, after he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up, then he carried her over to the car. I suppose that was the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden. He couldn't just leave the body on the bridge. I'm sorry, let's talk about what I saw. Okay, hang on. Let's look at this stuff again. Melissa took the photos with his timer function. Seems to have been taken by the witness. Let's take a look at the photo again. Oh yeah, you can't really see that. Because that part of the bridge is obscured by like a cliff, right? Like you wouldn't be able to see him taking her to the car. Yeah, and she said she was here. That is like clearly blocking the way. Okay, so I knew that this came into play at some part, and I'm pretty sure it's now. Okay, but which statement? I suppose, hang on. Then he carried her over to the car. Carried her over to the car. Is it this one? Or would it be... I'm only talking about what I saw. Might be either of those, maybe? Let me try that one first. Oops! Oopsies! Mia just really wanted to show off her attorney's badge in that moment. Wait, my attorney's badge is the reason why that's wrong. Oopsies! A little too quickie with the clicky. Oh boy, okay. There we go. Dang it. Okay, no. Let's try. Nope, I didn't mean to press that. I meant to press this. That was pretty funny though. And Mello, why not just throw her off the bridge and let the body never be recovered instead of picking her up in my thought? Right! See, Mia could have totally said that. She could have been like, why wouldn't he just throw it overboard? Why would he put it in the trunk of his car? It makes no sense. Okay. Okay. It's probably this then. If I'm right. Or maybe I have the wrong evidence too. Ah, what? Well then. Well. I could still be on the right train of thought in terms of her not really actually being able to see anything. I just might be using the wrong evidence, because that happens with this game a lot. Let's see. So maybe something about the car? Let's double check that. Okay. Maybe it is this because of the wall. I'll try that. If this piece of evidence doesn't work on either of those statements, then I'm gonna quickly check the walkthrough. Okay, so let's try this. Then he carried her over to the car. Let's try. I feel like this is more of what we would want to put it on. So let's try that. Let's try that one. Dang it. Okay. Let's try that again. Oop. Okay. Let's try it with this one now. And if it's not this, then I'm gonna have to consult the walkthrough. Okay. Alright. What is Grezy overthinking? What is she doing? That's so silly. Alright. Let's take a look. Oh, I had the right evidence. It was just the wrong statement. That's such a weird statement to put that on, though. Like, in my defense, and maybe they'll explain it away and I'll be like, oh, okay, it makes sense now, but at least from what I understand, I suppose that was the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden and then produce the Dusky Bridge map and go, oh, but wait, you couldn't have seen that. Like, I don't know, I feel like this would have been, then he carried her over to the car. Be like, how could you have seen him carry her over to the car? Because in the map, it shows the car on the other side where she wouldn't have been able to see. So anyway, that's just my 2 cents. I don't feel too bad because I had the right evidence, I had the right train of thought, just happened to be the wrong statement. And thank you, Fudge. Thank you, Fudge Mellow. I appreciate that. the game will probably go, oh wait, this is why it's obvious, and I'll be like, oh okay. But for now, I'm glad you agree. I'm glad you see where I'm coming from. A killer not wanting his victim to be found? I can understand that. However, the idea of moving the body for that purpose is clearly odd. There was a much easier way to make sure the body wasn't found. Oh, yep, hey, they're gonna do that thing that we were talking about. I think Mia's gonna say it.
Well, what is it?
Take another look at the map of the area and you'll see how. There's a river right below that bridge. Earlier, Mr. Edgeworth pointed out something interesting about the river.
For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current.
I guess that's why they're like, that's the reason why. It's not that she couldn't see it. It's because there was an easier way to keep the body from being found. Okay. Game, I get you. But in my defense, she shouldn't have been able to see it anyway. If what I remember from that map is correct.
Most bodies that fall in there are never recovered.
In the kidnapping case 5 years ago, the victim's body was carried away and never found. If 10 murders were to occur at that same spot above Eagle River, you can bet your boots that every other killer would have tossed the body in the river. Yeah, heck yeah! See, we had the right train of thought, Fudge Mellow, with her, she should have said they threw it over, and she said it. She was thinking the same thing we were earlier.
Order! I'm not sure if I care for the way you put that, Miss Faye, but I must admit it does seem odd to not have thrown the body in the river.
Oh.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth?
How sad.
Perhaps Miss Faye would do well to try taking a dip in the river herself. After all, you claim to be such an expert in the ways of nature.
What are you talking about?
My point is that no matter how odd you may find the killer's method of body disposal, the fact is that this is what the killer did. None of your arguments have anything to do with what the witness saw.
Quite true. Miss Faye, it seems that your assertion is without merit after all. Weird how that keeps happening. I'm easily swayed.
But what the witness claims to have seen is totally ridiculous.
Surely you can't deny that the body was found in the trunk of the car. It's clearly consistent with what the witness has told us. Please, witness, go on with your testimony.
I'll try.
All you have to do is tell us what you saw. Otherwise, the mean lady might yell at you again.
Who's he talking about?
All right, I'll do my best.
Okay. Now are we going to go with what I'm thinking? Because I feel like that's the only thing. Yeah, there's no other new information. He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. The killer broke in the trunk of the car and hid the body in there. That wasn't there before, was it? I think it was, but no, I'm not sure. I'm doubting myself. What did the man do then? Well, naturally, he got in the car and was about to flee.
That's when it came to my senses. I said to myself, you'll have to call the police.
And so that's when you called the police.
You're sure that you saw all that with your own eyes?
Yes, I'm 100% certain.
Are we gonna have to bring up something about the trunk? Because there are clearly markings that do show that looks like he had to break in, potentially. So it could be originally what I was thinking. And I'm glad to see that you agree, Mello, that that statement wasn't there before. So they must have added it in. She must have had to like correct her testimony or something based on what we were saying before. So if it's new, that must mean it has something to do with what we have to address. The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there. And we asked her if she was 100% certain if she saw that, and she said yes. So, I feel like... because I don't know what we would have to show with this. Because we would clearly see that it was broken into of some kind. There's cracks on it. Something happened. So there wouldn't really be any contradictions to that I can see right away. So there's nothing against that. So I do feel like it has to come into play about how she saw this. She couldn't have seen it because before she said she was right on this side of the river, on the left side, and there's clearly a mountain there. She could not have seen that. And hello, Venari, welcome back. Welcome to the stream. I say welcome back because I saw you yesterday. I was just thinking that. I was like, oh, you weren't here earlier, but you were here yesterday. But how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. We're in the midst of Grezy possibly overthinking things in this game, which is nothing really new. I do think this is it, but I'm not confident about this statement. So what I'm gonna do, I know this might be annoying, but I am going to use this map on every statement if this doesn't work. And then I might have to look at the walkthrough. I don't want to, but I might have to, because this, I don't see anything in that photo that we would have to talk about. Okay. Yes! 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 I love when I'm right. Oh, did my sound disconnect? Hang on, did it do the thing? I think it did. Hang on. Well, Miss Foster, it looks like you've done it this time. Yes, it did. Okay, hang on. This happened yesterday. This happened a lot. I think it's whenever I move around too sporadically. It's like something with the headphones. Okay, hang on. What did Ergo do yesterday? Let's see. We figured out something that fixed it when it kept happening. But it was just annoying to have to fix. Okay, what did we do? We did... Did that do it?
Done what?
Yes! Okay, cool. I only had to do it once. Excellent. Heckin' audio scuff, right? Yeah. Here's to hoping that doesn't happen a lot, but at least I know how to fix it. I just have to keep clicking the monitor off and on again kind of thing. So it only took me one turn of that. So hopefully if it happens again, it'll be an easy fix again. And you're just vibing? I'm glad to hear that. Thank you for coming to vibe with us right now. Let's see if we can put this Melissa in her place. Made a crucial mistake.
A crucial mistake? Like what, Miss Faye?
The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there. You're saying you saw that, right? With your very own eyes?
Yes, and?
It's simple, Miss Foster. Take a look at the diagram. The place you claim to have taken the photo from that day is here. Do you see what I mean? Even if you tried to see the car, this outcropping of rock is directly in the way. That's right, Miss Foster. From where you were standing, you could not have possibly seen the killer's car.
I admit that the diagram shows a large outcropping of rock. But who's to say it was there on the day of the murder?
Sorry. I'm still thinking back to how he was all like, oh, the bridge may not have been broken 2 days ago. We don't have proof of that.
However, it isn't so tall that it would stop you from seeing the car.
That's right. It's not high at all. I was able to see his car just fine.
I'm so sorry, but that just doesn't wash.
Huh?
I believe it was the witness who presented this as evidence to the court, yes? That this is the location that the photo was taken from. Your own photo tells the whole story. You can clearly see the left side of the bridge, but the outcropping that is being referred to is really more like a cliff. Your view should have been completely cut off by this cliff, but still you claim to have been able to see the killer's car?
No!
Order in the court! What is the meaning of all this bully-hoo or ballyhoo? Your Honor, don't jump to any hasty conclusions. Only do that when I bring things up. The fact that the escapee fled in a stolen car was reported on the news. After witnessing a murder, I'm sure you can appreciate that the witness was very upset. She must have heard about the stolen car and convinced herself that's what she saw.
Convenient for you, Edgeworth. Prove it. But she was repeatedly warned before starting her testimony. She was told to testify only about what she saw with her own eyes.
Oh,
Mr. Judge,
what is it?
I think I must have remembered things wrong.
Hey, wait a minute. You can't just say that. Don't you know in this courtroom perjury is allowed all the time?
Miss Fay, no one on the face of the planet is perfect.
Yes, indeed. Quite true. You know what they say. To err is human, to forgive divine. I'm inclined to give the benefit of the doubt to our witness here. Only because she's attractive.
What? That's not fair.
Save the tears for later, kitten.
Mr. Armando.
Don't look back until the trial is over. Now is the time to go forward.
But that wasn't fair.
Okay, kitten, you need to relax. Then you need to remember the other kitten's testimony.
Venari's sexism in the courtroom, cringe. Agreed.
The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there.
So tell me, how did she know that? How did she know that he broke into the trunk? Well, Miss Foster, until you can explain how you knew that, you're going to have a lot of very suspicious people on this side of the courtroom.
Well, witness.
Well, I'm certain that he broke into the trunk because there were marks left on the trunk lid. I'm certain there were scratch marks from when he broke into it.
What? Let me see the photo. It's true. They certainly look like the scratch marks are on the keyhole. It's obvious that this trunk had been broken open. Well, Miss Fay, are you satisfied?
We will never be satisfied. Sorry, Hamilton reference. The judge is on her side. I can't make any mistakes here. Uh-oh. Whoops! Oops, oh well, I was gonna save, but I pressed all by. Something about it still doesn't feel right, but No! Meh. I pressed the wrong button. We'll go through it again.
I hope this has cleared up any doubts. Indeed, I believe it has. Hey, kitten, this is no time to play around.
Thank you, Armando. I misclicked, okay? It's a thing I do.
Overlooking such a huge contradiction, what am I going to do with you?
Contradiction? So that wasn't my imagination after all. Grezy misclicked. I mean, just a minute.
What is it now, Miss Fay?
That's what I meant to do. I've got a big problem with what this witness has said.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't change your mind every 5 seconds.
Tough. Hang in there, Mia. Melissa Foster. It looks like you finally betrayed yourself.
What?
You said you were in a field taking photos of wildflowers. But even so, you knew about the scratches. The question is when? When did you get a chance to see those scratches? Finally. I finally got her.
I'm getting pretty tired of waiting over here. Then perhaps it would be faster if Miss Fay explained herself.
Your Honor, there's only one possible explanation. The reason the witness had seen the scratches was... And this time I used the right button. Let it be known. Okay. She happened to be passing by. She put the corpse in herself. She is the owner of the car. Can you imagine? She's the owner of the car! She put the corpse in herself. There's only one way that the witness had the chance to see those scratches.
Yes, what is it?
Naturally. When she opened the trunk and stuffed the corpse in herself. The person who really hid the body in the trunk of that car was Melissa Foster. It was you that did it, wasn't it?
That's ridiculous. I could never. It was the man in the prison car. He's the one.
I don't think so, Miss Foster. If Mr. Falls had been the one that put the corpse in the trunk, he would have simply used the car key. There was no need to break it open.
But he stole the car.
He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light, which means that the key would have still been in the ignition.
Oh, I see.
Thank you for telling us about the scratches, Miss Foster. Without that, we never would have uncovered the truth. That it couldn't have been Mr. Falls that put the body in the trunk.
No!
Preposterous! To even suggest that the witness put the body in there. If that were true, then how do you explain the photo she took?
I think I may know that one.
The corpse could have only been put in the trunk when the incident occurred. And we already know at that time, she was taking photographs.
Oh, was she? Now is your chance, Mia. Finish this thing. On the contrary, I'm not so certain about that anymore, Mr. Edgeworth. There's no need to think too deeply about it. What I'm saying is the shutter for this may not have been pushed by Miss Foster herself.
Bing bang boom!
Let's take another look at this camera and see what features it has, shall we? It has a timer built into it, even a mini tripod. Why, it's almost as if she had brought this camera just to take this picture.
What are you trying to say then, Miss Fay? That when the crime occurred, Miss Foster wasn't in the field as she claimed?
Well, if she really did use the camera's auto timer, then the answer is yes, she was somewhere else. Exactly. She was not in the field.
Will the defense please explain further? Listen, this is a crucial point. Where was Miss Foster when the incident occurred? In answering that question, we'll also make clear Miss Foster's true identity. Well then, please answer this question. Where was Melissa Foster when the incident at the bridge occurred?
Duh. Naturally, the witness was standing right there.
What do you think about that, Mr. Edgeworth? Before pointing out where the witness was standing, Miss Fay should do something herself. She should figure out where she stands if she catches my drift.
Oh, don't worry, the drift was certainly caught. Really? What? Whoa. I know what I did wrong. Oops. Oh, you see, I got mixed up because I already know that she's the killer. I mean, clearly she's the one who killed her. They killed her. That's what I was saying. So I got mixed up and clicked the killer when I meant to hit the part of the victim. That's what I meant. That's what I meant to do. My bad. That's what I meant. I totally meant to do that, first try. Naturally, the witness was right here.
But that's where the victim, Mr. Hawthorne, was standing. Order! Miss Fay! What on earth?
Your Honor, if I may. After parting with the victim on the bridge, the defendant fled by car. But this would mean that there was no time to put the victim in the trunk. In other words, if someone put the body in the trunk, it could only have been before the defendant met the victim.
How asinine! Of course Mr. Falls met with the victim. The only person with the opportunity to have put the victim in the trunk is the same man that killed her, Terry Falls.
You still don't understand, do you, Mr. Edgeworth? By the time the witness's photo was taken, the victim was already dead. The person in that photo was not Valerie Hawthorne.
What? I've never heard anything more ridiculous in my entire life. Who then? Or then who exactly is the victim in this photo?
It's obvious, isn't it? It's your own witness. It's the only possible explanation. The woman that Mr. Falls met on the bridge that day was not Valerie Hawthorne. It was you, Melissa Foster.
Me?
Let's remember that it was raining and foggy on the mountain that day. Mr. Falls himself believed that the woman in front of him was Valerie Hawthorne.
But the defendant knew Valerie Hawthorne very well. After all, she was the woman whose testimony helped get him convicted.
But since then, my client has spent 5 hard years in a federal penitentiary. He couldn't remember exactly what she looked like anymore.
You are just making this up as you go along. Where's your proof?
I've got it all right here. This piece of evidence will blow this case wide open. So Grezy needs to save before she does something incredibly dumb again by accident.
At the time of the incident, Mr. Falls had forgotten what Valerie Hawthorne looked like.
Oh, that was Mia. It's either this or the scarf. Because the one thing says to wear the scarf, That one is the scarf. Mr. Falls had forgotten the victim's face. That's why he needed some piece of identification. Namely, this muddy scarf. It was Mr. Falls who requested that she wear this scarf to identify herself. That's already been proven by the note the victim left. In other words, as long as you were wearing a scarf like you asked, anyone could have pretended to be Valerie Hawthorne. Well, what do you have to say to that, Melissa Foster?
No! I'm going to conveniently faint.
Yeah, where is Miss Foster? She's collecting herself in the lobby.
It's obvious that Melissa Foster did it. She hid the body in the trunk and disguised herself as the victim. She set up the camera to snap a fake photo of them together.
The only question is, why did she do it?
Well, isn't that obvious? She's the real culprit.
Huh.
I know, right, Fudge Mellow? Wow, indeed.
Well, we'll have to wait for Miss Foster to compose herself before we start again. Until then, this court is at recess. The defense and the prosecution are both to wait in their respective lobbies.
Yes, Your Honor.
Understood. Very well, this court is in recess. I'm going to go practice my Canadian now.
Mr. Falls. I'm sorry.
I want to say thanks. You're real good. You really hooked me up.
Thanks, we're almost there. Once I prove that she committed the crime.
Yeah, but there's one more big obstacle we've got to get past.
Obstacle?
Yeah, motive. Why would Melissa Foster kill that policewoman anyway?
Motive, huh?
Anyway, we're still badly in need of information.
Information, right.
What we need the most is info about this Melissa Foster herself. All we know is that she's a student studying literature. And one more thing.
What is it?
Well, the incident that happened 5 years ago, of course. The kidnapping murder case that Zebra Boy is on death row for. I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. I never lie.
Mr. Falls, in that case, tell us more about it. About what happened 5 years ago.
Okay, I trust you. That day, 5 years ago, I dream of it every day. This picture, it reminds me of everything. Bridge looks same, just like 5 years ago. Like it could fall apart any minute.
So it's been broken like that for at least 5 years.
Huh. Sorry, buddy, but you sound like one that could fall apart any minute. True, I did kidnap her 5 years ago. I kidnapped my girlfriend, Dahlia Hawthorne.
Your girlfriend? Huh?
Hey, hold on there. Did you say Hawthorne?
The victim's last name.
Dahlia Hawthorne, Valerie's little sister.
What? Are you serious? The girl. Let her go.
Shut up! Come closer, and I kill her!
Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. The detective back then was Valerie Hawthorne. At first I thought shooting someone for kidnapping was crossing the line, but if it was to protect her little sister, I could understand why she did it.
Wrong! No protect sister! Valerie betrayed me! Betray us!
What do you mean she betrayed you?
Everything. All lies. All make-believe. Kidnapping, too.
A make-believe kidnapping?
Dahlia, my girlfriend, my love, my teen angel.
Ugh, did he actually say my teen angel? He's seen one too many soap operas.
I do anything she says. Anything Dahlia says.
Anything Dahlia says? Hold on a minute. What you're saying is that the kidnapping 5 years ago was planned by...
Yeah, me and Dahlia. And Valerie too.
Valerie was in on it?
Dahlia's family rich. Jewelry business. We get one jewel. That's what we thought. Me and Dahlia wrote kidnap note. We sent to her dad. Asked for $2 million diamond. Tell him make exchange on Dusty Bridge. We tell him Valerie make transfer. Cause she knew detective.
Having a police detective in your pocket is a useful thing, all right. In the end, you were planning on splitting the 2 million 3 ways, huh?
Yeah, but that woman... That woman, Valerie, she'd do it for real. She shot at me for real. Me and Dahlia. I was shot in the arm. Dahlia, she jumped the river.
Right, Venari? They really should just fix that bridge. Jump? You don't mean she jumped on purpose, do you?
I couldn't do it. I could never push her. Anyway, I blacked out. Wake up with police all over.
And that's when they decided to give you the death sentence.
I couldn't believe it. That woman, she betrayed me!
That man, Terry Falls, he killed her. He threw her off the bridge. He threw my beloved sister into the roaring river 40 feet below.
These 5 years, all I wonder is, why? 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 Why did she lie? That's all I want to know.
So that's why you called her. You wanted to hear the truth from Valerie herself.
Yes, but I forget what she looked like. So I tell her to wear scarf. I don't want to hurt her. Just ask why. Why did you lie? Why did you betray me? I just want to hear answer come from her mouth. That's all.
So that's why. That's why you made a crazy escape like that.
Just one thing, zebra boy. My senses are tingling all over. Tell me, Mr. Falls, where is it?
Huh?
Where's what?
Come on now, kitten. The ransom. The $2 million diamond. Remember that now? Did you give it back to Pops? Did the police take it?
I don't know.
Huh? You don't know?
No, really. I don't know. It's gone. With Dahlia.
With Dahlia?
That day, on the bridge, Dahlia put it in backpack. Now gone with Dahlia. Gone forever into Eagle River. It disappeared with Dahlia.
Oh, sorry. It disappeared with Dahlia, huh? Wait a minute.
You can come back in now. We're ready to go.
Mr. Falls, just one more question. When you said with Dahlia, do you mean the diamond is still missing, along with the body of Dahlia Hawthorne?
Never found her. My sweet Dahlia.
They never found her.
Swallowed by river. Gone. Dahlia. My teen angel.
Your teen angel. How old was she anyway?
Just 14.
14? I guess you were robbing cradles before diamonds. Yeah, you know, the real crime here is that. That's the real crime right there. Gross.
She plans a fake kidnapping and disappears into the river with a rock worth $2 million. Man, oh man. Angels these days.
Falls took the fall and gets a one-way ticket to death row. Is Dahlia Hawthorne an angel, or is she really?
It's time, kitten. It looks like we have a few more aces up our sleeves now.
You bet.
The training wheels come off now, Mia. You've got to strike while the iron is hot. That's one of my rules. Remember it.
Well then, let's continue with the trial of Mr. Terry Falls. Witness, are you feeling better?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll try my best.
You're a brave young lady.
Not this again.
I can understand a defense lawyer wanting to get her client off the hook. However, to try to pin the crime on an innocent student is...
What are you talking about?
My witness is not the person on trial here. She's an innocent bystander who witnessed a violent crime. That's all. What possible reason would a girl like this have for murdering a policewoman? It's certainly hard to imagine this woman as a murderer.
Her motive, huh? I figured that's what I had to establish next.
Well, Miss Fay, do you have any evidence of a motive?
Yes, of course, I think.
You're still acting as tame as a kitten. Kitten.
Mr. Armando.
Listen, a lawyer is someone who smiles, no matter how bad it gets. Smiling on the outside, while your guts are twisted in knots, is the mark of a pro.
Maybe so, but I wish you would stop, or wish you would quit grinning at me like that.
Excuse me. May I speak, Mr. Judge?
Of course, Mr. Judge is ready anytime you like.
I'd like to say something. Some people here are suspicious of me, right? That's why I at least wanted you, Mr. Judge, to know that Grezy hit the dumb cord again and is gonna have to fix the audio again. Oh, that Grezy. Oh, that Grezy. No, it's not so easy to fix this time. No!
Ooh, I've got to really be mindful of that. I'm trying to move this headphone cord away from me. Let's unplug it again. Let's try. How's everybody doing? This might be a great time to ask. How y'all doing? Yay! It's back! Okay. Grezy, don't smack that dumb cord again. Maybe this will help. Okay. Phew. But hopefully everybody's doing well, though.
I at least wanted you, Mr. Judge, to know that it's not true.
I see. You're such an honest and upstanding young lady. It looks like this witness is a real professional. What do you mean? Look at that 100-watt smile. Just when things are darkest for her, click, but she lights right up. Very well then, let's hear what the witness has to say.
I was out of the country until the year before last. Until I entered college, I'd never even been to Eagle Mountain before. And I certainly don't have any reason for wanting to hurt a police officer. Holding a grudge and killing the officer who testified against you 5 years ago. Or kidnapping a poor girl. I just think the defendant is a terrible, horrible monster.
Out of the country, eh? Precisely.
No, again? What? Phew, okay. Indeed, pain, indeed. But we got it. Stay that way as I stare at the cord. Stay.
Indeed. You're up to bat, kitten. Sharpen those claws and put on your best smile.
You bet. Somehow, I have to tie her to this case. So, what country were you living in then?
We were all living abroad after my parents were killed.
It was a brutal civil war.
She had to try to make her way back home alone.
I lost everything. I didn't even have any personal identification.
What kind of sob story is this? What do I do? Should I press her for details? Witness, answer my question. I'll even repeat it for you. What country were you in?
Your Honor, this line of questioning is childish. What country she was in and how many languages she may speak are irrelevant here. What we are here to evaluate is whether this witness has any connection to this case.
I've lived abroad ever since I was a little girl. That's why I could never have known Mr. Falls or Detective Hawthorne.
Yes, I think we've established that point. Yes, indeed. Well then, shall we add that to what you stated to the official testimony?
Yes, please, Mr. Judge.
You didn't know either person. Are you certain of that?
Yes, I'm afraid I'm rather shy around people.
Oh well, it can't be helped.
Why is he just agreeing with everything that comes out of her mouth?
The first time you saw either of them was when they were on the bridge, correct?
Yes, it really was a coincidence.
So what made you decide to go to Eagle Mountain anyway?
I just love being outdoors. Picnics, hiking, you know, that sort of thing.
You don't look much like a hiker to me, but you do look like a digger of sorts. But Eagle Mountain is a 2-hour drive from here, and no trains run through there. There are plenty of mountains that are closer and easier to get to.
Well, I went there once with the college hiking club. I fell in love with its stark, dust-lit beauty and its cold yet romantic gloominess.
Didn't know you were such a goth. By the way, what's the name of your college?
The prosecution objects to any questions that involve the witness's private life. All that matters is that she is material witness to a crime. The witness doesn't need to respond to questions that were clearly malicious intent.
Thank you. She's really gone too far.
Miss Faye, you're treading on thin ice here.
I hardly said anything. Talk about sensitive. Perhaps, but your behavior that day was very suspicious. Not only have you contradicted yourself here in court, but you know things you shouldn't. For example, the scratches on the trunk of the car.
Well, that's...
Unfortunately, Miss Faye, your last statement proves nothing.
Oh, really? And why is that?
The witness came to the police station once to identify the suspect. It's entirely possible that, at that time, an officer showed her this photo. It seems like a rather serious mistake. Huh, that's the oldest trick in the prosecutor's book.
That's not fair.
That wicked inmate will never be able to forget that horrible day.
A grudge?
Well, the policewoman's testimony was crucial, wasn't it? Crucial in getting the defendant sentenced to death.
Yes, and that's precisely why he harbored such deep anger against her. So much anger that he forgot his own guilt.
My client has always maintained that he's innocent of those charges.
He seems rather forgetful. Your client, I mean. Not only did he forget about what he did, but he forgot the poor policewoman as well.
What do you mean by that?
Your client. He forgot what the detective looked like, right? It's too bad for her that he didn't forget about her testimony as well.
Well, she's right about that. Mr. Falls is kind of forgetful. Let's see what happens. You said he forgot what the detective looked like. What did you mean by that?
Well, he couldn't tell who she was without the kind of identification, right?
Quite right. That's why the victim was wearing the scarf as identification.
Why, if I had been wearing a white scarf that day, then he probably would have tried to kill me.
Yeah, that's true. He's clearly a bitter man.
This is bad. Mr. Falls' reputation just keeps getting worse and worse. Sometimes it's best not to poke too deep. What should I do with that last statement? I think it should be added to the testimony. Seems sussy to me. Your Honor, what that witness just said now was tremendously important. I'd like it added to the official testimony.
The prosecution has no objection. After all, the defendant is a killer and a mentally unbalanced one at that. That testimony only helps to further prove that point.
No, that's not why I...
Enough! Witness, if you would.
My pleasure, Mr. Judge. I guess I'm lucky I wasn't wearing a white scarf.
What do you mean by lucky? Oh, is this just going to go into what we were talking about?
Well, it's February now. Everyone is wearing scarves. If I had accidentally worn a white scarf like you said...
Then you yourself might have been killed.
Ooh, that would have been a terrible loss for this world.
Huh. It looks like you pressed too hard this time, kitten. Mr. Armando, just keep looking around. You're going to lose sight of the finish line. Justice is blind, but she's not deaf. Sometimes you have to know when not to talk.
Okay, fine. Maybe I shouldn't have said certain things. But I'm still saying it's important. We're kidnapping a poor girl. You knew about that incident. But weren't you out of the country until the year before last?
Well, I saw a report about the escaped convict on the news. They had an in-depth report about his whole history.
So you were still living abroad 5 years ago, is that right?
Yes.
I can't let her get away with these lies.
Listen to me. She's neck deep in this whole thing. Somehow you're just going to have to get her to show the court her true self.
I feel like we're getting to the point here where it's like, well, yeah, she could have worn the scarf, and she did. But do we have anything for that? I was out of the country. I didn't know either of them. Until I entered college, I'd never even been to that mountain. And I certainly don't have any reason for wanting to hurt a police officer. Holding a grudge and killing the officer who testified against you? Guess I'm lucky I wasn't wearing a white scarf. I think I saved, but I'm doing it again anyway. Just in case. Okay. Oh my god, I didn't even touch the cord! What? Rude! There we go. At least that was an easy fix. Okay. She said she went to the mountain with a hiking group. Was that her college still? It seems like it, but Edgeworth keeps saying, oh, her private life is not important. But yeah, it's unfortunate that we probably can't bring anything about that. I certainly don't have any reason for wanting to hurt a police officer. Only grudge and killing. Yeah, she went to the mountain with a hiking group. I do wonder, though, if there is something about that, you know, about the whole Eagle Mountain thing. Never even been there before. The only thing I could think of, what I'm wondering, is if we're gonna try to say she's Dahlia now. I don't know if that's later or now, but that could maybe go onto the part, well, yeah, it could maybe go onto the part where she's like, and I certainly don't have any reason for wanting to hurt anybody, not little old me. I'm gonna try that real quick. I'm curious. I'm not very confident about it at all, though. Yeah, I'm not shocked about that. Okay. Yeah, if only Edgeworth would have let us talk more about, like, oh yeah, college, hiking group, give us more information about that. Because more details, easier to try to get her in trouble that way. Which is why he's being a little booty and not doing that. So what we've got to go on. Monster. Randomly gonna do that. Yeah, okay. I did not feel confident about that at all either. Something in here, that's for sure. Guess I'm lucky I wasn't wearing a white scarf. I don't know if either of these things would come in handy, or this. Because I don't know if we're gonna say, you can't even tell from the picture who's wearing that white scarf. It's like, as she said, anybody could put on a white scarf and look like that. Nope. Okay. Alright, hang on. Let's take a pic. Let's... For a second I thought I turned the sound off again and I was like, no! Okay. Okay. Let's take a look. Can I give an idea? Sure, Gator, go for it. Because yeah, I appreciate both you and Fudgemilla trying to help out. Because yeah, these ones are always tricky when you're not sure exactly what point you're trying to bring up yet. And I know I've mentioned it before when I played Ace Attorney games, but there's like a YouTuber, Jello Apocalypse, who used to do the This Is Basically series, and he did This Is Basically Ace Attorney, and it was a really funny video. I loved it. ProZD, he does a lot of voice acting. He did Phoenix in that video. It was really good. But there's like a part where they're making fun of like, oh, I see, you've already gotten ahead in the case, and you already know the twist, but we can't present that now. It's too early. And it's like, penalty. That's how it feels a lot. The scarf was blue. Why did she say white? Ooh, this is true, because Edgeworth did bring that up earlier, that he brought up the color and said, oh, it probably was sufficient for now, but she wasn't there for that. Okay, let's give that a whirl. I do wonder. Ah, there we go. Excellent, excellent work. And again, thank you, Fudge, and thank you, our Gator, for trying to help me with different things. Much appreciate that. It's always good to have support in the chat, because goodness knows I do still get confused with this game, even though I played it before. Witness, I want you to look at this photo you took. It's hard to see in the photo, but look at the scarf the victim wore as identification.
Oh, you're talking about the scarf right there, eh?
Yes, that's it. The scarf the policewoman was wearing.
I've got her now. Just don't mess up. But that's strange. In your testimony, you stated the following. I guess I'm lucky I wasn't wearing a white scarf.
White?
This is the scarf you identified as belonging to the victim. It certainly doesn't look white to me.
Well, it was foggy that day and it was raining as well. It's not surprising that she mistook it for white.
Sorry, but not this time. The witness just confirmed that this was the victim's scarf.
Yes, but what's the significance? It's true that the scarf doesn't look white, but...
There's only one explanation for this mix-up. The reason why the witness thought the scarf was white is... Ow! I don't get a chance to save. And it's a 3-pointer. I'm assuming it's this. Confidential police stuff. Talk to Dahlia. And I feel like this will come up. She knew. She knew about it. Witness. Have you ever seen this note?
Note? No, never.
It's top secret evidence. There's no reason that you would have.
I wonder about that.
What do you mean?
This note shows Mr. Falls' instructions to the victim regarding their meeting. It says, wear white scarf for identification.
White scarf?
Witness, you knew that what this note said. And it's because you knew that you slipped up and mistakenly said white scarf. Well, Ms. Foster.
No!
Order! Order! Mr. Edgeworth, I'm waiting for an explanation. I'm quite sure this note wasn't leaked to the public.
And yet, this witness knew exactly what the note said. At the time of the murder, the number of people that knew were quite limited. Terry Falls is one. The person who wrote the note, Valerie Hawthorne, is another. And finally, one more person.
Did you say one more person? That's right, a person that no one would have suspected. Have you figured it out, kitten?
Yup. The third person that knew the contents of the note was... And that person is Dahlia Hawthorne.
Dahlia Hawthorne? I've never heard that name before.
Look at the victim's note. This is what it says. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time. There is her name, right there.
What's this? So, who is this person? This Dahlia Hawthorne? Miss Fay must be desperate if she's trying to bring the dead back to life. The dead? Dahlia Hawthorne was the victim's deceased younger sister. She was killed in a crime 5 years ago. Killed in a crime? You don't mean? Yes, she was kidnapped and killed by Terry Falls.
You said she was killed?
But was she really? What are you implying?
Of course, people thought she had died 5 years ago, when she fell off the Dusky Bridge and was lost in the Eagle River. However, her corpse was never found.
She was declared legally dead 5 years ago. As far as the law is concerned, Dahlia Hawthorne is officially dead.
But the fact remains that her body was never recovered. Dahlia Hawthorne was 14 years old 5 years ago. If she were still alive, she would be 19 now. Melissa Foster. I believe that's the same age you are.
Even you couldn't. Miss Fay, you're not saying.
But I am. That's precisely what I'm saying. This witness before us is the girl that was kidnapped and killed 5 years ago. This girl is in fact Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Right? That hair flick of hers, she's just like, love it.
Nice work. That was like tossing a grenade into a 3-alarm fire. But unless you can tie all the loose ends together, you're nothing but a hit-and-run arsonist.
You said you're a little bit down bad for it. Hey, I know many people are, for sure. If I can expose her true nature, I could turn this whole case on its head. Now it's my chance to make Mr. Edgeworth squirm.
Witness! Just who are you anyway? I didn't think it'd come to this. That's enough. You don't have to say any more, witness.
Yes, I understand.
What? Mr. Edgeworth, explain yourself. Your Honor, I have an admission to make. I honestly never thought the defense would pursue the matter this far. You don't mean... Yes, the prosecutor's office isn't filled with fools, you know. Naturally, we conduct full background checks on all of our witnesses.
What did he say?
Huh. It looks like the kid knew. He knew her true identity from the get-go.
No way, but then why?
If you hadn't revealed her secret, he wasn't going to say anything about it. All he wanted was her testimony, so he made a little trade. Let me introduce you to the victim's younger sister, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. But I thought she died 5 years ago. We thought so as well, but, well, as you can see.
Why? Why did she hide her identity for 5 years?
That has nothing to do with the current case. She was merely an accidental witness to a crime.
accidental. I don't believe that for a minute. For the last 5 years, she's been playing the role of victim. And now we find her acting suspiciously at the scene of another murder? Very sus.
Really, Miss Fay, I must say, your strategy here is painfully obvious. You're trying to pin your client's crime on an innocent witness in order to win. At any cost. And I'm willing to lie at any cost. We have a lot in common.
How dare you?
Please, let us take a moment to think. 5 years ago, this girl was kidnapped and nearly killed. But even worse than that, 5 years ago, or 5 years later, Dahlia Hawthorne saw something much more precious, her big sister. Miss Fay must be insane to even suggest that she murdered her.
What?
I'm inclined to agree with the prosecutor's logic. Miss Fay, do you have any evidence to back up your assertion? What possible reason would this witness have for killing her beloved sister?
And I don't know what I feel like a moment to save, but I'm feeling pretty confident on what that is. Well, you see, I thought I was winning, but somehow he turned it around on me.
I thought you need a little push in the right direction, kitten. The defense is prepared to present evidence supporting our claim.
Right, Fudge? Money, baby! That wasn't me. It was that guy. This crazy coffee addict.
I think we've heard enough empty threats from you, old man. What makes you think they're empty, boy? Because your protege looks like she's sweating bullets.
I am sweating bullets.
You think you're in a tough spot, huh?
Of course, aren't I?
No. You've just arrived at the moment of truth, that's all. Whether you win or lose, that's up to you.
Up to me?
The rashness of youth, how charming.
This is coming from someone younger than me.
Now then, let's not waste any more time. Ms. Fay, what motive would this witness have for murdering her own sister, Valerie?
Money!
What is this? Is this the defense's idea of a joke?
If so, clearly don't get the punchline. Well, Miss Fay.
Well, that was the rashness of youth. What? What? But it was for the money! What? What? Okay. Turned it around on me. Let me look at it again. I was a little too confident there.
Objection!
That's up to you. Here, we'll save a little closer to it. Or actually here, this is probably even better.
Now then, let's not waste any more time. What is it really?
Okay. Oh, duh. That's right, that's right. I realized it as soon as I passed over. I'm like, I was too quick to go, duh, it was for the money. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. That's right. Because she already has the diamond, supposedly. Or the gem, whatever it is. The story starts after Terry Falls escaped. He called Valerie and told her he wanted to meet. This is the note she left. It says, talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. Valerie Hawthorne gave Dahlia a warning. She told her she was going to reveal to the world the whole truth. Reveal to the world the whole truth.
The whole truth?
There was a dangerously important secret between Valerie and Dahlia, and that's the reason Dahlia felt she had to kill Valerie, to keep her mouth shut permanently.
A terrific story, Miss Fay. If you like fiction, that is. Enlighten the court, Miss Fay. What was the secret that was so important? Where's your evidence? Dahlia and Valerie Hawthorne in Terry Falls. There's only one important secret that connects them all.
Oh yes, I know this secret. This is the one Grezy thought was the thing from before, but this is actually the evidence for now. Your Honor, the defense would like to request further testimony.
What testimony?
regarding the kidnapping 5 years ago. We believe it will explain a lot of things, such as the nature of the important secret between the Hawthorne sisters.
Very well. I'll grant your request for further testimony. I know it'll be painful for you, but can you enlighten us once more, my little maple leaf?
Maple leaf, wow.
Yes, I'll try, Mr. Judge.
Putting on the old charm one more time, Dahlia? But this will be the last time you hide behind your womanly wiles.
"5 years ago, I was kidnapped by Mr. Falls. The ransom price was a raw diamond. My sister, Valerie, brought it to the bridge. After she made the exchange, she shot Mr. Falls in the arm. That's when Mr. Falls tried to kill me by shutting me off the bridge from behind. I survived, but I was afraid I might be kidnapped again for my family's money, so I decided to change my identity and start a new life."
The kidnapping left her emotionally scarred. With her sister's help, she left the Hawthorne family and started all over again. And we are to believe, after all that, she murdered her sister? Preposterous. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Miss Fay?
Yes, Your Honor.
As you've heard, the witness is still traumatized from the kidnapping. I'll ask you again to be extremely gentle in your cross-examination.
Major Edgeworth got to the jump on me again.
Huh. If we're not allowed to fight, then let's twist some arms. Listen up. We still got that info. That lace up our sleeve.
What info?
Come on, kitten. Don't say you've forgotten already. The fact that the kidnapping 5 years ago was staged.
That's right. It was a fake kidnapping. Terry Falls told us that in the lobby.
I'd do anything she says. Anything Dahlia says.
What you're saying is that the kidnapping 5 years ago was planned by...
Yeah, me and Dahlia. And Valerie, too.
Yes, that's it. The fake kidnapping is your best shot, Mia. That's her secret. Quick little savey. Okay, let's start some pressing here. Oh, that's right. I may not be able to press. Did you and Mr. Falls have a relationship?
"Yes, as a tutor."
You were tutoring him, Mr. Falls.
"No, of course not. Don't be ridiculous. Mr. Falls came to the house to tutor me."
That makes sense. 5 years ago, she was only 14.
He probably came up with the kidnapping plan during that time. The Hawthorns are in the jewelry trade and are quite wealthy, you see.
Yeah, quite a clever fellow, that Mr. Falls.
Did I hear him right? Did he just call Mr. Falls a clever fellow? I heard the diamond is valued in the neighborhood of $2 million.
$2 million?
It was still uncut, so it's about the size of a pint of milk.
A $2 million pint of milk. I don't know what to think about that.
The defendant demanded that her sister Valerie make the exchange. Not as a detective, of course, but as an individual.
By the way, I want to ask you, Mr. Edgeworth, why do you think he wanted to make the exchange up there on the mountain? If he ever got surrounded, it would be hard to escape.
There's one thing a kidnapper wants to prevent, and that's police involvement. In a place like that, it would be easy to tell if he was being followed. With only one entrance to the mountain, he was ensuring his safety.
What a wickedly clever man that Mr. Falls is.
Yeah, right. It was all your plan.
Anyway, Valerie brought the diamond to the mountain and...
That was the dangerous thing to do, considering were you being held hostage.
Yes, but actually, that saved my life.
What do you mean?
You see, Mr. Falls was holding a knife in his right hand. Somehow I just knew he was going to use it. I knew he was going to use that knife to kill me. That's why my sister shot him. It was to save me.
I'd like to hear more about that. What happened right at that moment?
Well, when Mr. Falls was shot in the right arm, he let go of me. I was dazed. I turned to try to run away. Mr. Falls turned to grab me as well. As I ran past, he and I locked eyes for a second and gave me a large, bloodthirsty grin.
Bloodthirsty grin, oh!
And in the next instant,
I advise the court to remember that the river is 18 feet deep and incredibly swift.
I was a strong swimmer, but I was knocked out. When I came to, I'd been carried away by the river to a strange place. I'll never forget that day. The crumbling bridge, nowhere to run. Then just one little shove from behind. That was it. Before my sister could catch me, I fell into the river.
And that's why you hid your identity.
Yes, I only told my sister.
Valerie Hawthorne?
Yes, she's the only one who knew about me.
Meanwhile, legally, this witness had been deceased for 5 years.
I did never want something like that to happen to me again.
And that new identity was Melissa Foster, right?
Yes, my sister helped me get the official paperwork taken care of.
That makes sense. Without an insider's help, doing all of that paperwork would have been impossible.
She was the only person left in the world I could count on. And you think I killed her? There's no way I could.
It's the moment of truth for this witness, too. Once the truth about this stage kidnapping comes out, everyone in the court will know how much of a Jezebel she really is.
I've just got to prove that kidnapping was a hoax. Okay. Save now that we've done all that pressing. All right. I'm tempted just to immediately say that the diamond is the reason, right? I mean, used as a ransom for Dahlia, lost to Eagle River. Like, why would he throw her if he wanted the diamond, right? And I don't know if that would also implicate the whole thing that it was staged. But is there a profile that says it? No. What about Terry? My client sentence. No, there's nothing in the profiles that say anything about the stage stuff. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. I mean, I feel like we already talked about that though. That was the reason why. Because she's Dahlia. And that's why she knew. But she had a motive. And then we're trying to prove that I feel like it's gotta be this. I'm like dancing around it. There's nothing else here. Okay. So I'm like 99% sure it's the diamond. I'm almost certain it's the diamond. It's just the statement. What statement would be the best for that one? The ransom price was a raw diamond. My sister Valerie brought it to the bridge. After she made the exchange, she shot Mr. Falls in the arm. Okay. Then that's when Mr. Falls tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind. I wonder which of these would initiate that better. Because I can also clearly hear, like, why would he do that? You know, or like, where's the diamond now? And be like, oh, you had it. Why would he throw you off the bridge? You know? If you had it, why would he do that? She made the exchange. She shot Mr. Falls in the arm. That's when Mr. Falls tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind. Yeah, I'm gonna just try this one. Because I wonder if that'll initiate it, like, oh, but you had the diamond, it was you. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Wasn't that. Oh, sure. Go for it, Arlo. Yeah, they haven't established where the diamond is yet, so yeah, it's probably too early for the diamond then. But yeah, 5 years ago I was kidnapped. Oh, wait. Before I even see, because I don't even know if you've said anything yet, Arlo, but you're right about the pushing. Hang on, wait. Wait. The ransom price. After she She made the exchange. She shot Mr. Wright. I shot me off the bridge from behind. Oh, I forgot about the map still being useful. Hang on, let me see real quick. Let me see. Yes, she would have landed on the ground. I appreciate you pushed me in the right direction there, Arlo. But is that what you were saying? Well, so you didn't say it yet, but is that what you were going to say, though? She would have fallen on the ground. She wouldn't have fallen in the river if she had tried to run from there. That's it. There we go. I appreciate you pushing me in the right direction. So thank you for that. You say that Mr. Falls pushed you into the Eagle River. And Arlo, you were saying, I was going to say that if she ran, she would have fallen on her own. Oh, this is true. She would have also fallen into the hole. She wouldn't have gotten very far, would she? But yeah, that's right, though. That map on that side, there's more ground than water there. She would have just splatted. She wouldn't have, fallen in the water. You say that Mr. Falls pushed you into the Eagle River. However, that's hard to believe.
But it's true. I felt a push in my back. I'm certain of it. It was Mr. Falls.
I'm sorry. I guess I wasn't clear enough. I shouldn't have said that's hard to believe. I should have said that's impossible.
Impossible?
I asked that the court recall the condition of Dusky Bridge now and 5 years ago. That bridge hasn't changed one bit in the last 5 years. If someone had pushed you from behind, as you claimed, instead of being carried away by the river, you would have been smashed by the bedrock below. A most certain death. Do you understand now, Dahlia Hawthorne? The very notion that my client pushed you from behind is impossible.
Your Honor, this event occurred 5 years ago. Why, for all we know, the water level in the river may have been higher back then.
But it's 40 feet from the bridge to the river. A small change in the water level wouldn't have made a difference. Yeah, Edgeworth.
You're right. If the events occurred as the witnesses testified, then the defendant couldn't have pushed the witness into the river. Young lady, what is the meaning of this?
You see,
Just a moment, Your Honor. It's true that the witness testified that the defendant pushed her into the river. However, she never stated that she fell from the back end of the bridge.
What do you mean?
After being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Falls panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge. If that's true, she would have fallen into the river. Well, Miss Hawthorne, is Mr. Edgeworth's explanation correct? You know, the one that benefits you?
Now that you mention it, I do remember now. When I fell off the bridge, my skirt got caught on one of the bridge's side wires.
You can't be serious.
Order in the court. It seems Miss Faye's assault has finally reached its conclusion.
Not now, Mia. This is no time to retreat. Unfortunately for you, this is just the start of the Mrs. Faye's assault.
What?
I believe your reasoning went something like this, Mr. Edgeworth. After being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Falls panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge. However, once again, I'm forced to say that's impossible.
Ridiculous! That's impossible. What's so impossible about it?
No! You didn't let me save, just in case. Because your flawed logic contradicts this court record. Let me look at the map again, because again, that's important. It's gotta be something regarding the map. Is it? What about it? Is it the... She said one of the wires, but Is it the literal cross beams? Like the X there, you know? Is it that? And then Fudgemellow, would it be on the higher side? Possibly. I'm trying to think. It seems to be the only thing that makes sense to use as evidence. So we're gonna go with it. Whew, all right. Guessing works too. This evidence shows the fatal error you've made.
It's a fatal error, all right. Unfortunately, the error is yours, not mine.
Uh-oh, here it comes.
Miss Faye, at this point in the trial, I can't let that pass.
Pooh! Okay, we're saving now. All right. And earlier you're saying, can you look at the map again? All right, so well, we know it's not the map now, but after being shot in the arm, it's plausible that... Here, hang on. Save here. Yeah, oh no, not map. No photo, not map. Oh, okay, you meant the photo. Okay, gotcha, yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely take a look at that in just a sec. After being shot in the arm, it's possible that Mr. Falls panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge. Oh, you're right, yeah, the photo. That would have been, that will show us closer what it looked like. Yes, you're right! Yes! That couldn't have happened. It's impossible. There we go. I get it now. Perfect. All right, let's use the correct one this time. All the answers are right here in this photo. Arlo has a better memory than Grezy. Take a look at the wires supporting both sides of the bridge. They extend up to about 5 feet off the ground. It would be impossible to push someone off from there.
No!
Oh, but let's remember the size and strength of the defendant. Wires like that wouldn't be a problem for him. He could have easily picked up a 14-year-old girl and thrown her over.
So young and already so forgetful, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Falls had been shot in the right arm.
Ah,
And more importantly, Valerie Hawthorne had her gun trained on him at point-blank range. So, Mr. Falls throwing the witness off the bridge? That is clearly impossible.
Order! What is the meaning of this?
Dahlia Hawthorne, you jumped into the Eagle River intentionally.
What? What is this? Indeed. What do you mean by such a ridiculous remark?
Yes, it's ridiculous. My sister was there to help me. She had her gun in handcuffs. She could have saved me. Jumping into a raging river like that would have been suicide.
Perhaps, but still, that's exactly what you did. You were probably confident that you could handle the swift current. But even more so, the witness had a much more compelling reason for jumping into the river.
Oh, then what is it? What's so important that she'd want to jump into the river?
The witness is still alive. This fact alone explains everything. This is why she risked her life by jumping into the rapids of the Eagle River. I don't even have to worry about that one. 5 years ago, something else disappeared along with Dahlia that day. The item that Valerie brought up the mountain with her. The $2 million diamonds.
No, it can't be.
Yes, Dahlia had it all planned from the beginning. The $2 million. She was going to keep it all for herself. She forced Mr. Falls to help her fake the kidnapping. At the last minute, she betrayed him and threw herself into the river, with the ransom tucked away safely in her backpack. Oh, she turned her head. That's new.
Order! Your Honor, 5 years ago, the witness was only 14 years old. Do you really think that a 14-year-old is capable of such a demonic plan?
This woman is a demon. Burn! And there was one more person who helped make a demon out of her. Her sister, Valerie Hawthorne.
You mean the victim was involved in the kidnapping plot? But she was a detective then. You're saying she participated in her sister's kidnapping?
Precisely. I'm sure that it weighed heavily on her conscience for the past 5 years. This is the sole reason behind the victim's murder.
What do you mean by that?
On the day of the murder, after receiving the phone call from Mr. Falls, Valerie called her sister Dahlia, and then she told her what she was planning to do.
Planning to do?
She was going to tell the whole truth as she wrote in her note. That is what sealed Valerie Hawthorne's fate. That is when you hatched your demonic plan to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. A plan that would ensure neither of your accomplices to the kidnapping would talk. And that is why you killed your sister, Valerie Hawthorne.
Woof! Who's that? Laughing at a time like this?
There she be. Forgive me. It's just hilarious.
Witness, is that you?
You amuse me, woman. Ms. Mia Fey. You can certainly weave an exciting tale. Naturally, you have the evidence to back it up, don't you?
Evidence?
Evidence that I planned the kidnapping, of course. That at
14, I plotted with Mr. Falls and my sister. Well,
Objection!
Right, Kamini, objection to everything she said. She's crazy. But also, hello, and how are you? I hope you're doing well.
And one more thing. What happened to the $2 million diamond? If you can't provide evidence to at least show that.
Well, Miss Fey?
I don't know. Hang on, I'm worried it's gonna jump scare me. Hang on. Let me save. We're already really low on points.
What a joke. You, Ms. Fey. Are you stupid or something?
How can I prove a fake kidnapping that happened 5 years ago? I didn't even have decisive proof of Valerie Hawthorne's murder.
Well, it seems that we've come to the end. To be honest, the witness's behavior does raise certain suspicions. However, I'm forced to reject the assertions made by the defense.
Of course you are. Is this it? Is it really over? That girl has made a fool of me and there's nothing I can do about it?
Without evidence the trial is over? Who decided that?
Mr. Armando!
Come on now, kitten. Haven't you figured out that you can make your own rules? For example, even if there's no evidence, there's still testimony.
Testimony? That's right. Who else was there? Our defendant.
On the day in question, Dahlia Hawthorne murdered her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. She hid her body in the trunk of Mr. Fall's stolen car, and then went to meet him. Disguised as her sister Valerie. That's what you think, right?
Yes, that's right.
In that case, there's only one answer, right? There's only one person left who can testify about Valerie Hawthorne's murder.
Since there's no proof, there's only one thing left to do. Who is that one person? Your Honor, the defense wishes to call a new witness.
A new witness?
Yes, we would like to hear the testimony of Terry Falls.
The defendant?
There's only one person that can shed any further light on this situation. Only one person that knows what Dahlia's role in the kidnapping was. Only one person that can say whether the person in the photo is Valerie Hawthorne, or whether it was in fact her younger sister Dahlia disguised as her. There's only one person who can solve this riddle once and for all. And that person is Terry Falls.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what is your take on this?
Why not? The prosecution has no objection.
Very well. Bailiff, bring the defendant to the witness stand.
This is my last chance, Mr. Falls. My last chance to establish Dahlia's guilt. You're all I have left.
Beep beep beep.
Defendant, you've heard everything up to this point, yes? Oh, yeah. I don't believe it. No way! Dahlia died 5 years ago. Valerie betrayed me.
Mr. Falls, I don't know what she said to you 5 years ago, but one thing is clear. Dahlia is very much alive, and you were used for $2 million.
That's not true. Mr. Falls, there's only one question I want the answer to. 2 days ago on Dusky Bridge, who did you meet? Was it Valerie Hawthorne? Or was it Dahlia Hawthorne? Dahlia, did you betray me? 5 years ago, she promised never, ever betray each other.
Terry.
Dahlia, it's true. It's true. You're alive.
You don't trust me anymore? That makes me sad.
Tell the truth, the real truth. I believed in you.
I shouldn't need to say it. You should already know. But there's one thing that I will say.
My life is in your hands right now, Terry.
Dahlia. I will allow Mr. Falls to testify once, and only once. Well then, Mr. Falls, yours will be the final testimony in this trial. Witness! Ah! I'm sorry, I apologize. Water, please, water.
Huh?
Can't talk, need water. Well, I guess it'll have to be my coffee instead. At least it'll match the way he's probably feeling right now. Darker and bitter than hell itself. Ah! That day, 4 p.m., I stopped the car. I was in front of the bridge. She wasn't there, so I waited on the bridge. I watched my car from the bridge. I never put no body in that car. Finally, one woman came. She stood in front of me. We talked, then she left. That was Valerie, not my Dahlia.
Mr. Falls, you're covering for her. Do you think she would do the same for you?
That's enough, Miss Faye. His last statement was a fitting way to end the final testimony of the trial. Well then, Miss Faye, please proceed with your cross-examination.
Is this how you want it to end, Mr. Falls? Another guilty verdict to go along with your death sentence?
There's only one person who can stop it. You, kitten, I think.
According to the note, the meeting was supposed to take place at 4:30. You certainly arrived early, didn't you?
It was raining. Already dark, too.
You waited on the bridge for 30 minutes. Mr. Falls?
Eagle Mountain. That spot. Strong memories.
Why did he just clam up? Could it be he's hiding something here? You were quite early, so you waited on the bridge, correct?
Yeah, I like waiting. I'm used to it. I'm sure he is. Zebra Boy waited 5 years to ask a single question. To find out why a woman betrayed him. To him, 30 minutes must have been like the blink of an eye.
You were watching the car.
That bridge, well, the side is broken. Nobody can come from there. So, I was watching car. What else were you expecting him to do?
I suppose that's the obvious thing to do, but something's bothering me. Getting that feeling. Contradiction.
I wonder what's on the other side of that broken bridge anyway. No one lives there. There's a small shrine up on the mountain, but that's it. Anyway, nobody came. No car, nothing.
Mr. Falls, think carefully now. Are you certain that it was Valerie Hawthorne?
I never lie. It's the truth. It was Valerie. I remember her face.
Wait a minute. If you had remembered her face, then why did you make her wear a scarf as identification?
Oh, sorry. I told a little lie. But the woman I met, she was different from the woman standing here now. She was different. It was Valerie.
Why did you talk to her, or what did you talk to her about anyway? Mr. Falls?
Valerie told truth about the kidnapping 5 years ago. She said someone needed to take the blame for it. That was all I could think to do. She said that. That's why she lied. Got me death penalty.
And were you satisfied with that answer, witness?
Dahlia died. It was my fault. But I don't really remember. Maybe I did. Maybe I did push her in. It doesn't matter anymore. Either way, my Dahlia, my sweet teen angel,
Gross.
dead.
But you just saw that she isn't dead.
After Valerie talked to me on bridge, nothing left to live for.
How can you be so sure? It was raining at the time, and sunset that day was at 5. It would have already been pretty dark on that mountain at 4:30. Please, Mr. Falls, this is your last chance. You've already taken the fall once for something you didn't do.
That woman, it wasn't Dahlia.
Stop right there. What more needs to be said?
Even if it means the death penalty, even if it means taking the blame for murder, you'll still do whatever necessary to protect her, won't you, Mr. Falls?
I know it's obvious, but he's clearly lying. He's been cursed by Dahlia Hawthorne. He'll probably go to his grave still believing in her.
Mr. Falls,
Even if you can show he's lying, the poor guy will still be cursed. You'll still have to point out the contradiction anyway. That's the curse of being a defense lawyer, I guess.
okay. Let's review the court stuff. And I'm going to try to take my time. I'm not going to try to jump, because I have been doing that. I've been just going, oh yeah, I think it's this, and not really looking at stuff appropriately. So, there's my attorney's badge. There's that. All right, autopsy. Stabbed with a knife in the back. Died from blood loss between 4 and 5. Okay, so that covers the time pretty well. Bridge located 40 feet. He mentioned the car. He was staring at his car, because nobody could come up that way anyway. Okay. There's a scarf. Taken by the witness. I could just be overthinking it, but if there was no way to get on the other side, then why is she there? Like, why are they on the bridge anyway? You know what I mean? They couldn't just talk by the car? I'm probably thinking too much into that, but I mean, yeah. How would she have gotten on that side, maybe? That could be something to consider. Victim's note. Falls 4:30. That bridge. Wear white scarf. Okay. And he got that early. He got early. He was there at 4 instead of then. Don't see anything too peculiar about that. Just the photo. I wonder if that's going to be relevant, because, I mean, it has a timer. She took the photo while it was happening. Is there a time? I don't think there is. There's nothing. Yeah, and we don't have any, like... Not on that one. We don't have, like, a timestamp or anything now. There's that one. And we've got the profiles, of course, but I don't know if we'll need to use any of those. Okay, let's go through this stuff. Okay, so that day 4, stopped my car. I was in front of the bridge. She wasn't there, so I waited on the bridge. I watched my car from the bridge. I never put nobody in that car. Finally, one woman came. She stood in front of me. We talked, Then she left. That was Valerie, not my Dahlia. Washed my car from the bridge. I never put nobody in that car. Just in front of me. And again, maybe I'm overthinking it, but so he's watching his car, right? Here, let me pull up the map. He's watching his car, right? And he's standing on the bridge. And then he said, a woman comes in front of me. Like she stood in front of me. She would have been behind him, right? If she came from there. Again, I don't know how she would have come from the other side. That's impossible. You couldn't have. So I probably am thinking this too hard. I'm probably like thinking on the wrong track there. But it is weird because I watched my car from the bridge. I never put nobody in that car. Was that the one that she thought was weird? Hang on. Was that the statement she was all like, wait a minute, something's off about that? You're watching your car, that bridge, other side broken. Nobody can come from there, so I was watching the car. What do you expect him to do? I suppose, but something is bothering me. A contradiction. Okay, so it seems to me that is the statement. That is the statement. I watched my car from the bridge. I never put no body in that car. So if it's not this map, is it going to be rehashing the information we like? Because we already established that she would have had to have broken into the car because she didn't have the key. Terry did. Terry had the key. So if she killed Valerie and put her in there, she didn't have the key, so she would have had to break in to do it. Terry, who had the key, you know, that. I'm talking in circles here, but I think that makes sense. I watched my car from the bridge and never put nobody in that car. Is it this? I'm gonna try it. Nope, I'm wrong. Okay, so it's not that. It's not that one. Sure, shoot, Arlo, go for it. You pushed me in the right direction before. So what are you thinking of? What evidence do you think would be helpful for this one? Tom said she left. I wonder, then she left. Huh. We talked, then she left. We talked, and then she left. Is that anything? Well, wait, hang on. If she talked and then she left, how did she end up in your car? Hang on, I want to try that real quick, just to be on the safe side. I'm probably wrong. Nope, okay. I was wrong about that one. Okay, Arlo, so what are you thinking? So no one was there, but the photo shows her on the wrong side, so she would have been there first. Whoa! See, you're putting together with the thing I was saying before. Because, yeah, that does kind of connect that. That does make more sense with that, doesn't it? Because she would have had to have come first to be on that other side because she couldn't have come from that other direction. There you go. Yes, that makes sense. Okay, hang on. So she would have had to come first. I wonder though if this is the statement. I know this is the one where she's like, wait, there's a contradiction there. I'll try that statement first and then I'll try a different statement in case it isn't right. This one, yeah, with his photo. There we go. There you go. Arlo, you're a regular detective over here, dude. But yeah, because I was on that trail. I'll give myself a little bit of credit. I was on that trail. I just didn't connect it together. So I appreciate what you said. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Hey, and it shows. Excellent job, dude. So when you got to the bridge, no one had arrived, huh? So you waited on the bridge. You're sure of that?
Yeah, I'm sure.
You're sure, huh? Well, I'm sure too, Mr. Falls. I'm sure that you're lying.
Huh?
Oh, I would love to hear your rationale on this, Miss Fay. You want to know who arrived at the bridge first? Just look at the photo. It's perfectly clear. Obviously, the person that came first would be the one at the end of the bridge, right?
But that's the victim at the end of the bridge.
She's going, yeah, I know, that's why I said it. Precisely my point. In other words, Mr. Falls, you must have arrived at the bridge after she did. And Fudgemello, you're saying, I like puzzles, but unfortunately I'm not so great with them. You know what? I am very similar with that. I do like the idea of puzzles. I like to, sometimes I'm okay at them and sometimes I'm not. But as you can clearly see, I get stumped on things and overthink a lot of the stuff because I'm like, wait, but does that make sense? And just like I kind of talked myself out before about that photo on the bridge, I was thinking, oh, wait, she couldn't have come from there then. But I missed the obvious conclusion that that meant that she would have had to be there first. So it didn't mean the evidence was wrong. It just meant it was something different. So I have a hard time connecting some things in puzzles myself. So I totally get that. 1000%. I am not the best at them. But I love this game. So I will torture myself with these puzzles all the time. Let's see. You must have arrived at the bridge after she did. Mr. Falls, please don't get so worked up. We just want the truth.
I got there around 4 o'clock. It's true. I had somewhere to go. Special place. Did you go to the special place before you went to the bridge? Yeah, it's an old temple. About 15 minutes from the bridge. 5 years ago, me and Dahlia, we promised each other. We swore we wouldn't betray each other. She brought a memento to represent my love.
A memento?
5 years ago, I hid it under the base of the tree there. It's a special memory for me. This is it. This is what I went to get. This little bottle on a necklace is your memento. It's quite charming, but it looks empty.
Your Honor, you heard what my client said. He arrived at the scene at 4, but then left his car unattended and walked away. He was gone for approximately 30 minutes. With that much time, Dahlia Hawthorne could have easily hidden the body in the trunk of his car.
No! Indeed, there certainly wasn't enough time for it, or there was enough time for it.
I still got a chance. Mr. Falls, there's no mistaking it. Huh? Mr. Falls? Well, folks, we've come to an end.
That's enough. Please, witness. I promised her 5 years ago, if it ever happens, that we can't trust each other no more, then we're supposed to drink bottle. No! Stop the trial! Your Honor, we need a recess. I was stupid. Couldn't keep promise. So I did it. I drank this.
No! We are so close, just a little more! I was going to prove your innocence!
No, don't want that. Don't trust self. Maybe kill again. Kill sweet Dahlia again.
Mr. Falls!
Mr. Mondo, thanks for the coffee.
Mr. Falls! Mr. Falls, he fell! I'm sorry, that was, I should have waited to say that. And so my first trial ended. Suddenly and tragically. And Grezy made a dumb joke and she's ashamed about it. Yeah. It ended with no winners, only losers. I ended up with a wound that cut so deep into my soul, I thought it'd never heal. I know, right? Big F in the chat for sure. An F in the chat for Terry. I'm sure it was the same for the young prosecutor as well. But one person, the true criminal, Dahlia Hawthorne, she left the courtroom with a secret smile on her demonically sweet face.
Unforgivable. That witch.
Mr. Armando.
We were so close to the truth. It was right there in front of us. You were just a little too soft, kid.
It's my fault. It's all my fault that Mr. Foles killed himself.
Don't cry, kitten. You're going to make my coffee all salty.
I knew it. I knew I wasn't cut out for this.
Mia. Don't you get it? You can't cry yet. The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over.
Mr. Armando. That theme sounds familiar too. No matter how tough the case. Oh, this is Phoenix, that's right.
No matter how tough the case, no matter how bitter the memories, they always fade over time. Then you file them away and eventually forget them.
Out of curiosity, Fudge, are you saying holy butts to just everything in general? Or was there something specific that you were like, you know, like gasp? Out of curiosity. That grip strength. Yeah. Yeah, holy butts indeed. He's got some mad grip strength there.
1 year later, in this very same courthouse, I myself got wrapped up in that case.
Only after that. Oh, wrong man. I thought it was me again.
Only after that did Dahlia Hawthorne get put on trial for her crimes. The verdict that was ultimately handed down to her was guilty, of course. Naturally, when the verdict was read, she had a perfect angelic smile on her face.
Fudge. Like, talk about firmly grasp it. Insert Patrick meme here.
Firmly grasp it. It was finally over. At least that's what I thought at the time. Unfortunately, I couldn't have been more wrong. It's been 5 years, but now something has happened that's made me remember all this.
And we've come to the end. That case is always so sad. Poor Terry. Okay. Gonna leave it there. But yeah, that is rough. That is rough. What happened to Terry and what almost happened to Phoenix with the same individual. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go find somebody to raid, because I think we've gone as far as I need to go for today. Because tomorrow is the birthday marathon stream. Woo, woo, woo. We're gonna do it. It's gonna take like 5 ever. Again, I really hope it doesn't take 24 hours, but that case is definitely going to be a long one. It is going to take me longer than the 14 hours it took me to do Ashes. I'm almost certain of that. So we will be in for a long haul tomorrow. I'm probably going to start sometime in the latter afternoon. I'm not entirely sure about the time yet. But yeah, I just want to give myself some time to do some things just in case if we end up doing lunch or dinner for my birthday. And then boom, bada bing, we're going to be in it and have fun with it. And I'm looking forward to it so much. And if any of you can make it, I hope you can. Because the last trial in this game is crazy. It is crazy. It is epic. It is amazing. It is probably the best case in the whole game, in my opinion. And I really enjoy it. It's a really good one. So that being said, who are we going to raid? Let's find out. Who do we got? Who is currently on? Oh, well, hey, Kamini was so nice as to come in and drop an objection on us. She's currently streaming as well, and she's playing The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which I love Breath of the Wild. I'm playing it actually right now because I'm excited for Tears of the Kingdom. So, yeah, I feel like that's an obvious. We should do that. All right. So, in just a bit, we're going to go ahead and say hello to Kamini, and I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day, great rest of your night, wherever it is that you're currently from. Thank you so much for all the advice, all the laughs, all the fun. I've enjoyed it. Thank you for being here so much. I'm just excited for tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun. But thank you again, and until next time. Oh. Wow, to you too, Ergo. Thank you. But yeah, until next time, which is going to be tomorrow, you guys have a good one, okay? Mwah! Bye-bye! And say hi to Kamini.